is Jets running back Breece Hall, the perfect addition to the Broncos backfield.
This is the type of back that the Broncos need. You talk about a difference maker. He's a 3-down back, so he can play first down, second down, third down. Doesn't have to come off the football field, but I think this guy could be a real difference maker.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
So you dust the mantle on Monday, and it's covered again by Tuesday. It's frustrating, right? But don't just look at the mantle. Do me a favor. Remove one of your vents and take a look inside. You see that buildup? That's where the musty smell of dust is coming from. Your home system is just recirculating that dust over and over again until you finally press that reset button on your home's air quality. Mark Schlereth here. You need to call my friends at Ductworks. Ductworks sets the standard for clean air in Colorado. In fact, they are NADCA certified, which means they're insured and you're receiving quality through knowledge. And they don't just blow the air around. They use specialized scraping system to scrub the walls of your air ducts, removing years of grime. Call them today at 303-425-0985 for a free estimate. Commercial or residential, get a fresh start today. Call 303-425-0985 or visit them at ductworks.com.
303-425-0985.
The AutoNation Flash Sale is on for 1 week only. Drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Don't wait. Save on thousands of new cars and trucks. All your favorite makes and models. 0 down plus 0 payments till June. We'll even buy your car and pay you top dollar on the spot. Don't miss this limited time event. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation.
Appraisal subject to verification. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 2/28/26.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach Bai and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. here on a Friday, February 27th. Happy Friday to one and all. What up, Mr. Phillip Lindsay?
Woo! What's going on? Freaky Friday, man. I'm feeling not freaky in that way. I'm feeling ready though.
Okay. Okay.
Look at you. You looked at me like, oh.
Yeah, because I know you don't wear anything underneath that sweater. You go hoodie over bare skin.
A little freaky out there. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm thrilled it's Friday. It's been a really fun week. I would be lying if I sat here and told you that I wasn't feeling some stress. I'm hosting an event tomorrow night. I'm emceeing and auctioning. I'm an auctioneer tomorrow night at the Four Seasons in the main ballroom, Four Seasons, downtown Denver. Couple hundred people, and I'm not used to, I only do this one event a year.
Yeah.
And I got basically recruited to get into this line of work, and I realized that I didn't like it as much as I thought, or I didn't like the setup that I was in at the time, and so I bailed on that line of work. And you can make really good money doing this on the side. I mean, it's its own cottage industry. Dude, you don't realize if you're not in that world that there's 300 events a year that get hosted in Denver. Galas, fundraisers.
28, 29, who got 30, who got 31, 32, 33. Yeah. So, to the man who's growing gray hair right now, Zach Badie.
So, yeah, it's like that. But it's nerve-wracking, and since I don't do it a lot, and I only do because I really like I shouldn't say only. I do really like this one nonprofit. It's called Epic Experience, and it's for adult cancer survivors. So much attention gets to childhood cancer, and rightfully so. But what about the adults and moving on with their life? So the stuff that they do is just incredible. So I do it, but I'm not used to doing it, and I know I'm going to have to perform tomorrow night in a way that I'm not accustomed to, and so it's just I'm nervous.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay to be nervous. If you weren't nervous, I would be nervous for you. Damn, it's just going to be that easy, huh, Calvin Booth, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
But you've killed it multiple times. You know what to expect. I'm pretty sure you're going to see a bunch of familiar faces that are going to ease the tension in the room.
I hope so.
You're always good at what you do. You're always prepared. We know that. The listeners know that. And so, I'm pretty sure that you're going to come back on Monday and say it was a great time.
I hope so.
You met somebody different, and maybe you met Jordan Seaton again. What's in the bag? See, or maybe
I did see Seaton last year.
Another celebrity comes through the door. So I can't wait to hear who else Zach Badie meets. But by the way, man, you might be the most interesting man in the world because you're doing that. You're a play-by-play guy. Okay, of course, you're one of the best talk show radio hosts there is. And then on top of that, you're a coach. All right, for your young ones.
I am.
Damn, what's next? They took the Rolex. Damn, what's next?
Oh, my gosh. Just taking it one step at a time, man.
I feel
Just taking it one step at a time, and I appreciate you saying that for sure. But we have a jam-packed show here on a Friday, and we are going to have so much fun. We're going to play trivia a little bit later. We're going to be joined by Mike Klis. I have to ask Mike about his exchange with Sean Payton. I have to ask him about that, as uncomfortable as it may be. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But I said going into the last break, we have the next chapter of a story that the Broncos themselves didn't see coming. Denver is placing a second-round tender on Jaquan McMillan for $5.8 million. Not a stunning surprise here, right?
No. I mean, J-Mac had a fabulous year this year. All right, undrafted free agent, diamond in the rough, and he was able to make a couple of the biggest plays of the year, specifically in the playoff game against the Buffalo Bills, coming down with that interception on Brandon Cooks, my former teammate. Take that, B. Cooks, a.k.a. Cookie. But, I'm not surprised that the Denver Broncos slapped a second-round tender on Jaquan. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean for the Denver Broncos that they're just taking a little bit more time to try to iron out an extension with Jaquan? Is this saying, hey, we can have our cake and eat it too? Because I don't like the tenders, because I was a part of that. And when you're an undrafted free agent, you don't make a lot of money in the start anyway. Now, let me make it clear. For us regular folk out here now, I'm one of them.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money still. The undrafted free agent contract, it's a lot of money. But compared to what those guys are making in the league that are drafted, they're on their second contract.
Yes.
All right.
Understood.
And, you want your money. And then for Jaquan, who went out there and played his ass off for the whole year, made a major impact for that defense, and they're going to slap a second-round tender on you and say, hey, we're just going to give you $5 million. Now, I'll take it for $5 million when he probably should have a 2-3 year contract worth, let's just say $25, $30 million.
Definitely. He would get that if he was on the open market.
Exactly. You're going to feel some type of way. So the Denver Broncos, of course, are going to do what they can to help themselves out. Say, why would we get rid of a talent like Jaquan? And if we do decide to let him go, somebody is going to have to either match it, so you're going to have to pay Jaquan McMillan and give the Denver Broncos a second-round draft pick. That's why you throw a second-round tender on him. And who's willing to do that? Is Jaquan McMillan worth a second-round draft pick and having to pay that man on top of that? It's a lot of work. So the Denver Broncos know what they're doing. They get to have their cake and eat it too. They can have Jaquan McMillan. They don't have to necessarily give him that contract, and nobody else is going to probably match it. And so they get him for this year for $5 million, and maybe Jahdae Barron could go to the outside or continue to grow. I don't know what's going to happen in there, but I know if I'm Jaquan McMillan, I am not a happy camper.
Man, this was George Payton earlier this week asked about how they see it playing out with Jaquan McMillan and Jahdae Barron.
I mean, I think it's a great problem to have, Mike. Really good problem to have. I thought Jahdae took big steps. Sertan gets hurt, he goes in and plays a major role, and we win, I think, all 3 games, whatever 2 games, I can't remember. He's right on track. Jaquan had a great year. Our secondary had a really, it's Moss and Sertan, and we love the depth. I think it's a great problem to have, and Jahdae's just going to keep getting better and better. Really talented.
Is the cornerback room, do you think, the best room? Or, you know what?
Heck knows it.
I'm gonna put the secondary, just the secondary with Hufanga, who I thought was flirting with All-Pro status.
That's true.
Pat Surtain, Defensive Player of the Year. Riley Moss.
Brandon Jones when healthy.
Brandon Jones, one of the better safeties in the NFL.
That's a tough one. I'm still my answer would be no, because we all know, and you believe this just like I do, it's all about the trenches, and I think it's the defensive line.
D-line, yeah.
You have Zach Allen, Jay Coop, you have Nick Bonito, Malcolm Roach with the depth there, Jonah Ellis and Tillman too with the depth there. I think that the strength of the defense is still the interior, and there's still a lot of room for growth for someone like Riley Moss. Someone like Jaquan McMillan to be consistent. Can you be consistent in year 2? And then for Jahdae Barron, where do you fit in? If you keep Riley Moss, you're deciding to keep Jaquan McMillan. Where does Jahdae Barron? You're not replacing PS2.
Of course not.
So where does Jaquan McMillan fit in? That's the new question.
Where does Jaquan McMillan fit in?
No, where does Jahdae Barron? I'm sorry.
That's what I thought you meant.
Where does Jahdae Barron fit?
Dude, it's one of these things that's like a game of what do they call it? Musical chairs,
mm-hmm.
Right? When one person is left without a seat,
snatch it,
and you're out. I mean, unless you're going to play dime defense on every single possession, which you're not, it's a bit of a numbers crunch. And to George Payton, it's like the best kind of problem you can have. But it still doesn't mean that hard decisions aren't going to have to be made here. So I'm fascinated with this offseason. Could they trade someone like Riley Moss? Yes, they could. Do they want to do that? And would Sean Payton and George Payton disagree on that? Because I think they might. I think they might.
Rumble in the jungle.
So I'm really interested on how this plays out. But we got the latest news today that second round tender has been slapped on J-Mac.
J-Mac, he's making almost $6 million. That's a huge raise for him, so good on him. I know he wants what he feels like he deserves, and maybe he'll still get it. Maybe they will get the extension done with him, maybe not.
Here's George Payton, one more on if someone will take a run at Jaquan McMillan.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see what we do with him. We're still working through that. We want him here. I mean, certainly a team could call us. Who knows? He's one of our core players. We love having him here.
He's one of our core players. We'll see how it all plays out, man. We'll see how it all plays out. All right, if you've enjoyed Sean Payton as coach of the Broncos, you may have to thank Anthony Davis. One of the most interesting butterfly effect stories that you'll ever hear is coming up next.
After moving on from another defensive coordinator, are rough waters ahead for Coach Prime and the Buffs.
My true feelings as of right now, this is not good for CU. I don't think it's a positive outlook for what's coming at CU. And I'm being sincere here. This is not a promotion.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen? Happy Friday. And guys, let's be honest. Most of us out here ignore signs. And what I'm talking about is maybe you're dealing with low testosterone and you're saying, no big deal, I'm just getting older. It's not low T. Bull crap, it is low T. And I'm here to tell you that Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic is here to help you out. Why? Because they're experts at treating low T and other men's sexual health conditions. They treated tens of thousands of men across Colorado. And this year, they're helping guys go even further with their 4 targeted body composition plans, featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and even more. All designed to boost your energy, support the metabolism, and enhance recovery, and also accelerate that fat loss. You heard me, that fat loss is going to go away a lot faster if you're dealing with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Finding out is simple as well. You go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com and take their 2-minute low T quiz. Then schedule your consult where they're going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. The appointment is $99, which will include a medical consult, testosterone and PSA test, and if you start treatments on the day of your appointment, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you as well, so there are no excuses, guys. Go get treated. You could go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So don't ignore these signs any longer. Give Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cudarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly near and far without any glasses thanks to Cudarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cudarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cudarelli Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozart Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozart Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303-LAW-4040.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair, Do
you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Cecil Lammy here for SodaWeightLoss.com, and they changed my life so much. I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat thanks to SodaWeightLoss.com. I lost over 60 pounds a few years ago, and I'm never going back. Having my own nutritionist made all the results. A real person, so I could go with questions, concerns, and maybe just even sometimes just need some encouragement. Join Soda Weight Loss for a short time to have results that last a lifetime, just like me. Call them up at 1-866-800-SODA, SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state-of-the-art.
Try Wendy's new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion with Girl Scout Thin Mint cookie pieces. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's and Girl Scouts of the USA.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Arizona State starting at 6:30. Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces Michigan starting at 12:30. Followed by DU Hockey skating with Arizona State in Game 2 starting at 5:30. Then on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces San Jose State with pregame starting at 2:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, so I've been wanting to talk about this for a couple days, and the jumping off point for the following topic, which I said going into the previous break, if you enjoyed or have enjoyed Sean Payton as coach of the Broncos, you may have to thank Anthony Davis. You're like, what the heck are you talking about? And I have no idea if this has been talked about or not here, because I don't know if this has been talked about.
We're going to talk about Anthony Davis and Coach Sean Payton.
Yes.
What in the world?
Yes. Yes.
What is going on?
No, seriously, it's a great question. And so the jumping off point was offensive tackle Teron Armstead, who was on a podcast.
Beast, by the way. Beast. Back when he was playing. He played with Sean for a very long time.
Yes, he did.
But, man, that man is a huge human being that was athletic as heck. More athletic than someone like Garrett Bowles.
Wow.
Truly easy. But, I'm sorry, man.
No. And I knew he was a stud, but that's good context.
Yeah.
So Teron Armstead was on this podcast, and basically, how can I? They were being asked about Dan. He was being asked about Dan Campbell, and he said that that when he was playing for Sean Payton, excuse me. When he was playing for Sean Payton in New Orleans, that there was rumors that Sean Payton was going to take the Dallas Cowboys job. And Jason Garrett was the coach, but hadn't been fired yet. But there was this undercurrent of Sean could be out of here. And he mentioned that because Teron Armstead said we were such a fan of Dan Campbell that most of the locker room was ready to, and we'll get this later in the show, but he said most of the locker room was ready to move on from Sean Payton. They were like, Sean Payton'd out.
Wow.
Yes. And what the thought was, they were like, perfect, take the Cowboys job, and they're going to promote Dan Campbell to be our head coach. And obviously it didn't work out like that, but that conversation dredged up this whole story that Mike Florio actually wrote about. Mike Florio of NBC, he created the website Pro Football Talk, and we reference that from time to time. So Mike Florio in 2022 wrote a book called Playmakers, okay? And here's what Florio wrote. And Jake Shapiro wrote about this at DenverSports.com. I find this fascinating, okay? I'm going to do a little bit of reading here in a way that, in a longer form than I normally would, but I think it's worth it. Quote, "It was a delicate situation for various reasons. First, the Cowboys head coach. Jones wouldn't have fired Jason Garrett unless he knew he could have gotten Sean Payton. Second, league rules, specifically the Rooney Rule, require a diverse and inclusive search. Third, Jerry Jones had to ultimately know that after going through the motions of a search, he'd be able to hire Payton. So a deal was worked out behind the scenes. The Saints would have allowed the Cowboys to hire Payton. The Cowboys would have compensated the Saints for the rights to Payton's contract, which the Broncos ultimately did.
Yep.
Florio goes on. And Payton would have signed a new contract with the Cowboys. It was ready to go. It was happening. It was locked and it was loaded. Then came Monday, January 28th. On that day, New Orleans Pelicans forward Anthony Davis announced he would not sign another contract with the team, and he requested a trade, which ultimately he got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Gail Benson owns both the Pelicans and the Saints. Saints general manager Mickey Loomis was, as of January 2019, the executive vice president of basketball operations with the Pelicans, which admittedly I did not know.
No. Uh-oh.
Florio goes on. Once Davis made clear his intention to leave New Orleans, Loomis told Sean Payton that he couldn't be the common thread between a pair of such high-profile Louisiana departures. That ended it, just like that. The Saints were no longer interested in essentially trading Sean Payton to the Cowboys. In September, Payton signed a new contract. That deal has 3 years left on it, end quote. Now, at the time, he was writing it in 2022. How crazy is that story?
It's wild. I understand it now. If you're
Me
the
too.
head man, you're like, look, dude, both you guys gone? Oh, that's no bueno. We're not doing that. I wonder how mad or how upset Sean Payton was when he heard the news that he was going to have to stay here. And I wonder how upset maybe the players were like, damn, I thought we were going to get rid of old Sean Payton.
Right. It's fascinating on several levels. One, the fact that the locker room basically was tired of Sean Payton. And he had been the coach there for so long. And, according to Teron Armstead, that it had just kind of ran its course with Sean Payton. And he used the word like mutiny. He said the players, and again, we'll get the audio cut later in the show, but he's like, we were ready to like have a mutiny and get Sean out of here. I was like, wow. And then to have a deal basically in place with the Dallas Cowboys that everyone agrees. But Anthony Davis, of all people, saying, I'm not going to re-sign with the Pelicans. He was the number 1 overall pick, a generational prospect, and a future Hall of Famer. He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer, honestly. And so, but you have a Super Bowl winning coach and a generational pick that you hit on.
Yeah, New Orleans can't lose both of them.
You can't lose both.
Not at the same time.
Not with the same. But what about the fact that Mickey Loomis was the president of basketball?
See, I didn't know that at all.
I don't know how I didn't realize that. And so if that wasn't the case, or if Anthony Davis never says I'm not signing, Sean Payton is the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys right now, not head coach of the Denver Broncos. And then it also begs the question, like, Anthony Davis and the Lakers beat the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals in the COVID bubble.
Yeah.
So it's like the ripple effect of this is insane. It's insane.
If Anthony Davis signs back with the Pelicans, the Denver Nuggets probably win a championship in the bubble.
Yes. Anthony Davis hit a game-winning shot. They screwed up a screen. Mason Plumlee, back when he was playing for the Nuggets, screwed up, and Anthony Davis hit a shot. And I mean, it was a real series, though. It really was. And so I don't know, man. And then what's crazy is Jason Garrett, I don't know if he realizes that Sean Payton is going to come take his job.
Oh, well, at that time, probably not, but now he knows.
Now he knows. But Jason Garrett was just out at Broncos training camp.
Sean and Jason Garrett, they're buddies.
And so here's the next level of just insane, like, reality to this, or I think it's reality. The day that Jason Garrett was out at Broncos practice is the day that the quotes to Charles Robinson get released that He thinks the Broncos can go win the Super Bowl, and Bo is going to be top 5 in the next 2 years. And that's the day that I asked Sean Payton about those quotes. And do you remember the answer that he gave?
You had to refresh my memory on this one.
Hang tight. I'll pass it along next.
There are people who are excited about the new play caller for the Denver Broncos. And then there's Mike Evans.
Sean Payton is out of the way.
Right.
And now Davis Webb. We've got our next Sean McVay. Our new Sean McVay is here. And this is going to be a top 5 scoring offense next year. I can't wait. I mean, it should be, right?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What is going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. Am I right? And if I am right, because usually I am, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this, guys. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once because everybody deserves to be pampered, this is where it all begins. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. Not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those beautiful doors.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. National Western Complex. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. National Western Complex. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. National Western Complex. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. National Western Complex. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. National Western Complex. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. National Western Complex. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission, free parking, free delivery. National Western Complex. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
So just going over like one of the crazier butterfly effect stories, honestly, that I've heard in sports, or like, not saying it's the craziest, but this Sean Payton, Dallas Cowboy.
Sean Payton's he's an interesting human being, man, and when you have a situation where your coach is a superstar like that, where they can't, New Orleans can't lose, the city can't lose the head coach, and then Anthony Davis, like both of them can't go. Somebody has to stay. Anthony Davis goes out the door. Sean Payton has to stay as the New Orleans Saints coach again.
Well, and the crazier, like, the whole thing is crazy. And if you're just joining us, let me just try to reset this. And I'm not going to read the whole thing from Mike Florio's book in 2022. But basically, Teron Armstead was on a podcast. And we'll get this, Dante, if you don't mind pulling this from the podcast. It's embedded in Jake's article at DenverSports.com. So Teron Armstead is on a podcast, and he's asked about, you know whose podcast it was? It was I'm on Ross St. Brown's.
Oh, okay.
It just came to me.
Yeah.
I'm on Ross St. Brown's podcast, and they're asking about his experience with Dan Campbell when Campbell was an assistant coach with the Saints, and they basically said we were ready to move on from Sean Payton. The locker room had just been exhausted with Sean.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of stories out there that maybe I could share off air, maybe on air one day. But yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yes,
in that locker room.
And you could see, like, Sean was the king of that castle.
Come on now,
and there is some crazy stuff that was going on within within that castle. But so it comes out that he says, hey, Teron Armstead says, Sean Payton was taking the Cowboys job. We all knew it. The deal was like sort of done, and in that same window of time, Anthony Davis for the Pelicans informs the team that I'm not re-signing with you guys. The crazy twist is that Mickey Loomis was also running the Pelicans, which I just think is crazy.
Multitasking.
Yeah. Like, I didn't even know that was possible. But I think, does that happen? Drew, you're a Chicago guy. Doesn't what is his name? Jerry Reinsdorf run multiple teams?
He does. He runs the White Sox and the Chicago Bulls.
There you go. Okay, so there's a similar example or a comp. So Mickey Loomis is running the Pelicans, and comes to Sean Payton like, dude, Anthony Davis just said he's not re-signing with us. I can't lose him. He's the hope of the Pelicans, and lose you, a Super Bowl winning coach. These are two Louisiana legends. Sean more bona fide at that point than Anthony Davis, but AD was already well on his way. He was already all pro and all that stuff. I can't lose both of you. And then so that's what ended it. And because that happened, Sean Payton is available for the Broncos to trade instead of the Dallas Cowboys. And then what the other layer to it is Jason Garrett. He'd be replacing Jason Garrett. That was like his guy. Jason Garrett is like his guy.
He was at camp this year.
He was
always talking with Sean alongside Sean throughout the whole practice. A couple practices he was actually at. So yeah, that was his guy.
That was his guy. So he was going to replace his guy as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. It doesn't happen. It falls through. Broncos are able to trade for Sean Payton. He becomes the coach. Jason Garrett is out at camp this year. That just so happened to intersect with the day that Sean Payton's quotes to Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports come out, where Bo's going to be a top 5 quarterback. This is the 7th team.
Couple years.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the 7th team I've ever coached that I believe could win the Super Bowl. So I had to ask Sean Payton about these quotes, because if you remember, the quotes were coming out during practice. And me and you are standing together like, these are like, is this AI? Like, is this, are we getting got here? Like, these are like really shot calling quotes. And there's Sean Payton. He's going to walk over to that podium. I have to ask him about this. And that is when he had the quote where he's like, yeah, you got to have quarterback, you got to have O-line. He's like, But he goes, at the start of every year, there's 20 teams that think that they have a shot, and they don't because they're dysfunctional at the top. That also was the day before Jerry Jones called Micah Parsons by the wrong name.
Yeah,
you remember that?
I remember that. That was crazy. The whole Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones going back and forth, and that was a disaster.
It was a disaster. But it was perceived by people in Dallas and around the country that when Sean Payton said that, he was taking an indirect shot at Jerry Jones himself, the same owner that he was getting ready to work for just a couple years before. The whole thing is just nuts, Phil. It's crazy.
You had to do some digging for that one.
A little bit.
Dun, 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 dun.
A little bit. I just think what would have happened had Sean Payton been greenlit to get traded to the Dallas Cowboys. Life in Denver is just different because and we know now, at the time, I was called an idiot, that they tried to get Jim Harbaugh first, and then they tried to get DeMeco Ryans, and they struck out, and they were able to hit with Sean. What if Sean was never available? Where would the Denver Broncos be? There's no way of knowing, but it's just...
They would have rehired Hackett. I don't know. It's like I don't even want to think that way because Sean Payton coming here was the best thing that has happened for Denver in a long time.
Yeah.
And what he has done in the past 3 years. We were one game away from the Super Bowl because of that man, not just because of him, but he's the head coach. And he built this foundation. He has built this culture here in Denver along with the ownership group and everything else. So, man, crazy.
Actually, you want to know what? We do have enough time to play. Dante, how long is it? We have enough time here? Yeah, okay. Here was the jumping off point for this conversation. This was Teron Armstead on Amon-Ra St. Brown's podcast asked about Dan Campbell.
What was Dan like in New Orleans? Talking about Dan.
Same, I'm sure, bro. He's intense. He loves it. He loves the grind. He loves workers. He loves O-linemen. You know what I mean? Love to run the ball, be physical. He was incredible, bro. We loved Dan. It was at a point, I'm going to share a little secret. It was at a point we was damn near petitioning to get Sean Payton up out of there.
Really?
Not really going on strike or nothing, but we kept hearing rumors of Sean entertaining the Cowboys job. And we was like, if Sean go to Dallas, Dan Campbell going to be the head coach. So Sean, you feel me? Do what's best for you and your family. We got Dan Campbell. So it was almost like if Dan could be our head coach, we rocking with it.
And so that was the first time that I have ever heard that. And then Jake dug up the quotes from Mike Florio from 2022. And Florio was on this story. I had never heard a whisper about this ever. Had you?
No. Heck no. This is it's crazy in itself. But what's interesting is Sean offered Armstead a job here. I want to say I have to go back, but he offered once he retired, hey, you want to help with the offensive line? Armstead decided he didn't want to do it. He declined. He's like, I don't want to be a coach. So
I think I remember that.
Yes. So that's interesting that he's even showing or putting this out to Armstead, that is talking about Sean in this way or just leaking that out. But, man.
Very interesting.
Man, oh, man.
Yeah, what would have been? We'll never know. All right, NFL free agency is 10 days away. Who is next up on our Broncos wish list? Also, the two NBA MVP favorites sharing the same floor in prime time tonight. That's all next.
After another underwhelming season from the tight end room, should the Broncos bring in another dynamic playmaker?
Cade Otton is a guy that I really like, that I really think can play, and that I think would be one of those guys that provides duality for you as an offense, something you really haven't had. He's a threat in the passing game, but like I said, willing participant when it comes to blocking.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org. Did you know you can donate real estate too?
IRS notices piling up already this year? Now's the best time to take control before penalties snowball. Advanced Tax Solutions has helped thousands resolve IRS problems fast. Get ahead of an IRS problem by talking to the team I trust at Advanced Tax Solutions now.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better. KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Arizona State starting at 6:30. Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU lacrosse faces Michigan starting at 12:30. Followed by DU hockey skating with Arizona State in Game 2 starting at 5:30. Then on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces San Jose State with pregame starting at 2:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach Bai and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quick Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you on a Friday. Happy Friday to one and all. That first hour was fun. We're going to keep on rolling downhill, get you to the weekend if you're not already there. If you are, congrats. The free agency. Dude, we are 10 days out from free agency. When we come back in here on Monday, it's the month of March. Think about that.
Time is flying, and free agency is around the corner, literally around the corner. And Z, you already know that the agents are already talking to the teams or getting things all ironed out. There's going to be some players that are already going to have contracts done, but they have to wait a week. So it's here, man. It's here. It's what do you like to say? Quicker than a New York second.
Quicker than a New York minute.
Yes. New York minute.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes. So with that in mind, and I do want to get to Nuggets OKC in primetime ESPN.
Yes, we must get to that one. That's going to be a good one.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has not played in weeks, and he's coming back tonight.
He's back.
So, okay, we'll get to that momentarily. But first, when you look at the free agent class, all the needs for the Denver Broncos, I say all of them. There's probably less than, I don't know, 10 years maybe, less needs for the Denver Broncos to plug holes than there's been in a very long time.
You're talking about maybe like 2 or 3 like positions of need. Like you really need to get this position filled with really good players. I'm thinking about running back. I'm thinking about inside linebacker. And, of course, you may disagree with me, agree with me. I'm going to go with the tight end.
Sure.
As a position of need just because of what Evan Ingram did not bring to the table last year. You need a tight end, whether it's the free agent market or going in the draft. I think you go to the draft for a younger tight end, but that's just me. You go in there and you shore up that one to go with Evan Ingram. So there's a couple positions of need right now for the Denver Broncos so they can take that next step, which is getting to that damn Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and I absolutely would put tight end. I would probably put it third.
Okay.
But it's still in the top 3. I go running back, inside linebacker, tight end. So with that in mind, we have our free agent sort of wish list board up here. My top free agent. Now this was on. I think I did this. We did it on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. My top pick was Breece Hall.
Yeah, man, you want to rethink that now, huh?
Well, that's the guy that I was advocating for the Broncos to trade for at the trade deadline, all right? And so I wasn't going to move off of that. Now, the next day after that, they came out and said, well, if we can't get a deal done, we'll franchise tag him.
Yep.
But they haven't done that yet. And so until they actually do it, because they're the New York Jets, okay? So until they actually do it and it's done, I'm going to keep Breece Hall as my top free agent option. You had Travis Etienne running back for the Jacksonville Jags.
Rumble, young man, rumble. I love me some Travis Etienne. I played against him multiple times. Lower contact balance is pretty insane. Has an elite speed. And yeah, man, I would love for him to be a part of this backfield. But Breece Hall, bring it on. I would love him as well. We just need to upgrade at the running back position.
Yeah, Sean was asked about it earlier this week at the Combine if they need to add a running back.
Well, if we look at our roster and we start doing the musts, you would say you have to take the free agents out of the equation, and so running back would have to be one. Linebacker, there's 2 of them. So when we go through that exercise, I think you have to remove the magnets so I would say when you do that, you look at the roster differently, you look at tight end differently, so those are positions certainly that would stand out.
And if you've ever seen one of these like boards, with the magnets and it's basically like the depth chart, and he's saying like, well, remove the magnets of anyone that's not under contract here moving forward. And then like the must have, because he's got the must have, the needs, and then the wants, the musts become pretty obvious. And I think that running back, inside linebacker, tight end maybe to a lesser degree because there's some restricted free agents.
Yeah, you could say want for that one, right?
Okay.
Must, want, or need, want. I guess you could say need.
Yes, I think need. Yeah.
So you must get an inside linebacker. You must get a running back, but you have a tight end that's under contract at least right now.
Yeah. All right, so with that in mind, who is your second free agent after Travis Etienne?
Yeah, so the second free agent for me personally, feel the deal over here, is inside linebacker Devin Lloyd. All right, inside linebacker Devin Lloyd coming out of Jacksonville. And actually, I played against this young man, or this grown man now, when he was a rookie. And so he just got to the league, big boy. And at that time, he was just coming into himself. He didn't know much about who he could truly be. Now, Devin Lloyd, as of now, a very smart player, physical, instinctive. All right, he's going to be able to move around, really good hips. All right, he's going to be able to throw guys off of him. He will stop the run. All right, shed the blocks, take on the 300-pound lineman, shed the blocks to stop the run. That's something that the Denver Broncos need to do a better job of with the inside linebacker position, is finding linebackers that can also stop the run. But here's the thing. I feel like Devin Lloyd can cover as well. Is he the greatest cover inside linebacker in the world? No. But can he do the job at a high level? Yes. And
By the way, there's not a lot of those guys walking.
No, Zach, there's not.
Because we have a tendency to, and not to interrupt you, but like it's like, well, this guy can't, Singleton can't cover, and well, it's like, hold on, there's like 3 or 4 guys in the entire league that you would entrust doing that job on a regular basis in the first place.
Well, see, it's because at the inside linebacker position, just like I talked about the tight end position, it's hard to find those guys. You're looking for a guy to be 240 pounds but move like a running back. It's hard to do that, to be able to cover a slot, to be able to cover a running back or a tight end. So with Devin Lloyd, you're getting a lot of versatility out of this man. Now he's gonna ask for a pretty penny.
Sure.
But he's worth every cent that you're willing to give him. He's a major upgrade in the inside linebacker position. You can still go out there and draft a young inside linebacker to pair with Devin Lloyd, because we don't know what Dre Greenlaw is going to do this next year. We don't know if he's going to be available to play in games because he's healthy or not healthy. We don't know if, maybe they part ways because Dre Greenlaw and the Denver Broncos just don't mesh well. We just don't know what's going on in that situation as of right now. So Devin Lloyd, for me, Z, is number 2.
Wow, I like it. Obviously, I think most people are big fans of Devin Lloyd. This guy has crushed it, man. I remember watching him at Utah. Absolute freak in the Pac-12. First-round pick, and he has fulfilled, his expectation, especially here recently. I love it. Now, he is. You said he's going to demand a pretty penny. You aren't lying. His market value, according to SpotRack.com, is 3 years, $60 million, $20 million per. Holy smokes!
You got to purr with it, purr.
Man, that's
a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
A lot of cheddar
for an inside linebacker. But look, if you're going to address it with a heavy hand, Devin Lloyd checks that box. So I like it. I am going to stick with the running back position, and
you love your running backs.
Circle back to Rico Dowdle.
All right.
We talked about him last week, and just talking about current free agent backs, and Rico Dowdle represents the middle ground between a full-blown home run swing, which I think would be like a Breece Hall or even a Kenneth Walker, and financially he's at a reduced price, but you're still going to pay. And Rico Dowdle's just a damn good football player. And honestly, like, the more I watch him, the bigger fan I become of him. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 4.6 yards per carry in consecutive seasons, 4.5 yards per carry for his career. He's missed 2 total games in the last 3 years combined. He is already accustomed to sharing the load, which I think that he would continue to do given how they view R.J. Harvey. So it's not, you're not getting some sort of, unaccustomed, sort of running back diva, I'll just say. Like, he's used to this setup that he's going to have here in Denver. Although I actually would prefer leaning towards if they got Rico Dowdle more of a bell cow, because he's proven he can handle, I think, a steady workload, 236 carries this past year. So for all those reasons, he breaks tackles. He is north and south type of player.
Vertical, one cut, get vertical. Like, that's exactly what you're looking for with Rico Dowdle. And he's a good dude, from what I've heard.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, really, really good dude. Quiet, stays out of trouble, so you're not going to have to worry about any of that other riffraff stuff outside the facility, and he's all about just wanting to win and do what's best for his team. And I've heard around that he handles business.
Okay, I like it. He is a solid pass catcher. 39 catches in consecutive years. So he's just a good football player. And you've taken him from a situation 2 years ago, he's playing for the Dallas Cowboys. And then this past year, he's playing for the Carolina Panthers.
two completely different setups, two completely different offensive lines, and the production was almost like identical. It got even a little bit better in Carolina this past year when it came to getting into the end zone.
And he was splitting carries with Chuba Hubbard.
He was.
So, like, I mean, I love, and he was undrafted.
He was.
You know how I feel about my undrafted boys.
Yes.
Pay them. Pay them.
He was actually the first undrafted 1,000-yard back for the Dallas Cowboys in their team's history. So, yeah, Rico Dowdle will go to number 2 after Breece Hall, which I'm keeping up there until I know it's official that he's going to get tagged. You have to address the running back position, and you have to do it with a seriousness that has been lacking here for a few off seasons in a row. So I'm looking for a bigger swing here.
I like it.
All right. Real quick, Tyler Badie.
Yes.
Since we have been on the air here this afternoon, the Denver Broncos are bringing back Tyler Badie. We just found out a handful of minutes ago. It's a 1-year deal for around $1 million. It's not about the money for me. It's about the fit, because obviously by NFL standards, that's about as cheap as you can get. What does Tyler Badie bring to the table for the Denver Broncos? Because it's been hard for me to follow this.
I just think it's comfort. I think for them, it's like, hey, Tyler Badie, he's been in a system like this. He can play special teams. He does a good job with special teams. They still believe that he can block, and he's probably one of the best, running backs to block in that room right now because the room is depleted. And they're putting him on a cheap deal. And the reason why they're putting him on this cheap deal, I don't know how much is going to be guaranteed out of that $1 million. Let's just say $200,000 is guaranteed. The NFL does not care about $200,000. Organizations do not care about $200,000. So what they're saying is, we're willing to bring you back because you know the system. We're familiar with you. But if we find a guy in the draft, we can just cut you. That's what it's all about. But I don't know. For me, I thought Tyler Badie was going to bring more to the table this year. I thought he was going to break the tackles and be more explosive on third downs, and that was not the case. So, Z, I'm like you. I don't know what they see in Tyler Badie to bring him back for $1 million. But, hell, maybe I need to dust the helmet off and go out there and see if I can catch.
Man, oh, man. Yeah, there's like this thing with Tyler Badie. I don't see it.
Sean loves him some Tyler Badie, man.
Yeah. Former draft pick from the Baltimore Ravens has been kicking around here the last couple of years. I just don't see it, but I'm not making the decisions. Tyler Badie re-signing with the Denver Broncos. Okay. By the way, and we're going to talk with Mike Klis here in about a half hour. Mike Klis said yesterday that the Denver Broncos do want to bring back J.K. Dobbins.
So we're doing all this work. We have our draft boards. We have our free agency boards up. All for them to bring back J.K. Dobbins, which, I'm not like, I like J.K. I like J.K. What scares me about J.K., and we all feel the same way.
Of course.
It's the injury.
Of course.
If J.K. doesn't get hurt, he's going to be the first running back since this beautiful voice and beautiful face you're looking at, Z, went for 1,000 yards. J.K. would have cleared that. It went over, 1,300 yards?
Yeah, I think at the time he got hurt, he was on pace for 1,365, I want to say.
It seems like a lot of people love him in the building. He's really nice to the media. He's a vet that has taken R.J. Harvey under his wings and have taught him some things or two. So I can see them trying to bring J.K. back, but what does that look like? What is J.K. wanting? All right, he's going to want a little bit more than what he got last year. 2.7 or 2.5 is what he got, see? He's going to want more because he's like, and he said, he's like, dude, I almost went for 1,300 yards.
But you didn't.
But hey, if you want me back, you're going to pay a little bit more to me.
So what do you
you're not at me. Look, hey, don't shoot the messenger. No, the Broncos said they're bringing him back or want to bring him back.
Well, that's what Klis said.
Yeah, Klis.
That's what Klis said. And we'll talk with him here again, like I said, about 30 minutes from now. But this just doesn't compute with me. And we've gone over this. Now, it's been about a month since we talked about it. So you need a little refresher course here.
All right, here we go.
J.K. Dobbins.
Yep.
Wanting more money than the Broncos gave him this past year when he played less games than the previous year and ran for less yards than the previous year, asking for more money, I don't know how that's going to work out for him. And my guess is it's not going to work out for him.
Well, according to Mike Klis, Denver wants him back. They're gonna have to come with some type of negotiation back and forth.
Tell me what you think the most guaranteed money that J.K. Dobbins will get from the Denver Broncos.
J.K. will sign a $6 million 1 year, $6 mil, 1 year, $6 mil, $4.2 million guaranteed.
Okay.
Another prove it. JK is not getting the 2 and 3 year deal. Like he has not been able to stay healthy enough for somebody to say, hey, we're willing to give you a long-term deal. But
right.
$6 million, 6.5 being the most, 4.2, maybe 4.5 guaranteed. That's still a lot of money for a guy that's going to share carries with RJ Harvey and maybe add another running back because you know that you can't just rely on J.K. Dobbins or RJ Harvey.
Well, I've told you I want Dobbins back because I think it's going to cost the team virtually nothing. I do not believe that he's going to get over $4 million guaranteed.
What do you think it's going to be?
$3 million guaranteed.
Guaranteed?
What was it, 2.7 this past year?
Yeah.
You want to know? I'm not even going to go to 3. It's the same 2.7. It's the same 2.7. Now, you're going to load it with incentives.
I'm not taking incentives. After what? Oh, no. If I'm JK.
And you know what?
If I'm JK, after what you guys did for RJ Harvey,
and they're going to be based on touchdowns. They're going to be based on touchdowns. Get us to the 1. RJ, get in there.
Come on now.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, we'll see what this actually looks like. But again, I was intrigued by Mike Klis saying, yeah, the Broncos want J.K. Dobbins back. And I would just say, how bad? Actions over words.
Well, the Broncos, they want Alex Singleton back, Justin Sternad back. They want Jaquan McMillan, but they don't want to pay him. They slapped the tender on him. Now they want who else do they want back? Jalil, we heard right there. There was some news that maybe Jalil, because they don't slap the tender on him.
Yeah, they're not tendering Jalil.
But maybe they can get something done with him if they want him back. They're bringing Tyler Badie back. I mean, what? They're bringing everybody back.
To a room that didn't, well, I was going to say to a room that really didn't produce. JK did.
He did.
JK did when he was available. JK, he was like their best player on offense when he was available.
He was. The identity of the team, the offense specifically, was J.K. Dobbins in the offensive line. But then once J.K. got hurt, it was the Bo Nix show.
It was the Bo Nix show. And then honestly, Bo started to play his best football when J.K. went down. So, man, you talk about just a disjointed whole, offense this year. Like it was hard to follow. It was hard to track. So we'll see. We'll talk with Mike here shortly. Tonight on ESPN 7:30. It's a rematch from the second round a year ago.
The showdown.
Oklahoma City Thunder, the reigning champ, against the Denver Nuggets. We know, as of yesterday afternoon, it was announced that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is returning tonight. And it just so happens to be on national TV. The whole nation's going to be watching this game. I'm fired up for it. I can't wait for it. There's a lot of dudes that are going to go tonight for Oklahoma City that haven't been readily available. Outside, I don't think Jalen Williams is going to play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Hey, Dante, do we know about J-Dub? Do we? Yeah, if you could maybe just type that in there. But the Nuggets are getting healthier here. Jokic hopefully continuing to get in a groove and a rhythm, which he has been a little bit off. The touch. It's the touch has been off. The three has been off.
Well, people want to blame the wrist. Are you blaming the wrist for Jokic when it comes to just the touch being off? Because it seems like it's short. It's continuously short when he's shooting.
And you know what it is? Like the ones that bother me, I say bother me, put that in air quotes, is his touch around the basket hasn't been the same. And it's unfamiliar to watch me miss what for him are just gimmies, from 8 feet. Jokic has the greatest touch I've ever seen from any big man, where it feels like the rim oftentimes has like stickum on it, and the ball will just kind of hit the rim and find a way to go in. Those haven't been. To the point, like Jokic in the last game, he missed 17 shots.
He was off now.
Phil, there's 3 game sequences where he doesn't miss 17 shots. And so that's one of the top things I'm looking out for tonight.
Well, what I'm looking out for is this defense. Can the defense do what they did to the Celtics? Can they be aggressive? Can they protect the perimeter? The Thunder want to shoot those threes. You know that they want to get those opportunities. Can the Nuggets defense be a lot more aggressive? Bruce Brown, Brucey B, can he be aggressive? Can he be that pestering fly like he was a couple nights ago? That's what I want to see. We know that the Nuggets can score. Now, Jamal, is he playing tonight?
So we don't have the official We'll have it here while we're on the air. But obviously, you're asking because he left the game about 8 minutes into it with an illness the other night.
Yeah, so if he's playing, you're going to get the offense. You're going to get the scoring from those two, Jokic and Jamal, coming off the bench. You got Tim Hardaway Jr. The bench is going to have to play a big role like they did against the Celtics. But I want to see some good, hardcore defense, Z.
I love it.
It was much better against the Celtics. You said the best defensive performance of the year.
Yep, I believe so.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you any pushback on that. Holding Boston to 84 points is like a minor miracle. So yeah, that's a good one to watch. Murray playing is obviously going to be a really big deal. Nuggets are a legit underdog tonight. Legit. And I'm going to check the number, but as of this morning, it was 8.5, and it is still at 8.5 points. That number will move depending on what we hear about Jamal Murray. But also, and I'm starting to get on his case a little bit because he's fallen so far below expectation. This team needs a Cam Johnson game. They need a Cam Johnson game. And I said to you the other day, I think I'm seeing Jokic get frustrated with Cam Johnson. And there's not natural chemistry there. And I'm surprised about that because Cam Johnson is a really smart basketball player. And he is most of the time and he did some really good stuff the other night defensively and getting his hand on balls and being in passing lanes. And
he had a couple nice shots too, but he's not consistent right now.
No, and we think he played well and he scored 11 points. You know what I mean? I thought Cam Johnson was going to average between, right around 14, 15 points a game.
Well, yeah, between you and Drew, when Cam Johnson came aboard, you're like, hey, man, grab that popcorn. Grab that popcorn. Actually, go grab his jersey. I said, damn, for real?
I thought it was going to be a brilliant fit because of the basketball IQ.
Yeah.
And when we were coming into the season with the subtraction of Michael Porter Jr. and the addition of Cam Johnson, I remember saying to you, I think this is going to be the smartest team that we've had here in the Jokic era. And it just hasn't turned out that way for whatever reason. And so I really like Cam Johnson. I do. And I'm not selling all my stock, but I'll tell you I have had to recalibrate my expectation for him because it's no longer where it was. We have enough sample size at this point. It's just, it's actually not close to what I thought it was going to be, if I'm just being real.
I'll tell you what, there's one guy though that I have fallen in love with. You've already loved him for a while, and that's Tim Hardaway Jr. You know that man's going to be consistent no matter what he does. He's a true pros pro.
He really is.
And truly, what had me at all against the Celtics was Tim Hardaway Jr. played really, really good defense. And usually Tim Hardaway Jr., he's there to play offense. That is it. But you ask that man, hey, you need to step up defensively, and that's exactly what he did. He said, look, I'm willing to sacrifice some baskets so that we can get this win, and I'm going to focus more on my defense. Now, of course, he's going to get his touches up. But for that man to say, I am going to do what the team needs me to do, that's a guy coming off the bench that gets it. A pro's pro, man. Tim Hardaway Jr., I'll buy his jersey.
Well, really looking forward to this one tonight. 7:30, ESPN, following what should be another really good matchup. The first game is the Detroit Pistons at home hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. That should be fun. All right, shifting gears here. The Broncos are hyper-focused on one offensive position out at the NFL Combine. We'll talk about that next.
The champ! Are you ready? Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Sendoff, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at denversports.com/superfan. That's denversports.com/superfan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men. Think back for a second. When did you stop feeling like your old self? It probably wasn't some big moment. Low testosterone doesn't work like that, all right? But it happens gradually. Starting in your early to mid-30s, you lose 2 to 3% of that testosterone every year. And a lot of guys just assume, well, it's just part of getting older, all right? But if you're talking about losing some of your energy, your focus, your confidence, those are classic signs of low testosterone. But there are medical treatments that can get those back. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are the experts in low testosterone. They've treated tens of thousands of men across Colorado, and now they offer 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more to help men lose weight, support metabolism, and improve gains in the gym. If you're wondering if you're suffering from low testosterone, go take the Low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. From there, you can schedule your consult. Your initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult, a T, and PSA test. And if you sign up for testosterone treatment, during that appointment, your visit's free. All right, so call them at 720-440-7900 or simply go online to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
This February, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
It's Chuck Devine with snowcountry.com. Sponsor your job on Indeed. Get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today. We've had a run of 3 straight days with fresh snow, and Cooper picked up 9 inches of fresh snow during the past week and 2 inches overnight. Ski Cooper's our Gatorade Resort of the Week.
Several inches of new snow this week adds to Ski Cooper's 43 trails. Take some easy runs on the front side like Molly Mayfield and Trails End, or challenge yourself in the Piney Basin on Timber Bash and Blarney Stone. Saturday, enjoy a free demo day with Romp Skis at Ski Cooper, our Gatorade Resort of the Week. Hydration at all altitudes.
Loveland cashed in on a little bit of fresh snow there, 75% with pack powder, and Monarch skiing and riding on 76 trails, 95% of their terrain. Wolf Creek with 42 miles of trails on a 6-foot snowpack with spring conditions and pack powder. Aspen and Snowmass both 95%. Winter Park got 7 inches of fresh snow the last 3 days. Get more at snowcountry.com.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. National Western Complex. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. National Western Complex. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. National Western Complex. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. National Western Complex. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. National Western Complex. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. National Western Complex. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission, free parking, free delivery. National Western Complex. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
A careless driver caused your crash. Medical bills are piling up, and you might not be able to work. Life just got a lot more expensive, and you don't know what to do. At Berg Simpson, Your consultation is absolutely free. We'll explain your legal options at no cost to you. Help starts with a phone call to us.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
Today's trivia on The Fan is brought to you by Window Nation.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Arizona State starting at 6:30. Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU lacrosse faces Michigan starting at 12:30. Followed by DU hockey skating with Arizona State in Game 2 starting at 5:30. Then on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces San Jose State with pregame starting at 2:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, come off the top rope with it. All right, got to hold it on a Friday.
Got to hold it.
The Broncos are hyper-focused on one offensive position out at the NFL Combine. We know for sure that they have met with Georgia tight end Oscar Delp, Ohio State tight end Max Clare, TCU tight end DJ Rogers, Cincinnati tight end Joe Royer, Oregon tight end Kenyon Sadiq, Vanderbilt tight end Eli Stowers. I mean, all these guys have all confirmed that they met formally with the Broncos this week in Indy.
Tight end's a need, a must, a want, all of them put together because it's about the future too, right? You have Evan Ingram, which I don't believe he's going anywhere, but you need some fresh legs. You need a tight end that's going to be there for the future, a tight end that has the speed, that can turn into your joker, Sean, as time goes on. We know tight end's a slow starting position anyway, so you want this young tight end, no matter what round you get him in, to kind of brew behind a vet. So tight end is what the Denver Broncos are going to go out there and get. I'm not saying in the first round, but it looks like the Denver Broncos at some point are going to draft a tight end.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, again, look at their actions. And now there exists a scenario that they don't, but yeah. I mean, you think about it for longer than 15 seconds. I mean, it makes so much sense. Now, it also made so much sense to do it a year ago, but they didn't. So we also know, in addition to all those guys that I just sort of itemized, Stanford's Sam Rush also met informally with the Broncos. SMU's Matthew Hibner also met with the Broncos at the Senior Bowl. Houston's Tanner Koziol also met with the Broncos at the Senior Bowl. So they have really spent a lot of time getting to know this class of tight ends. I would say it's 90% likely they take a tight end at some point in this NFL draft.
Well, let's not go to 7th round. We did that with old Mr. Lohner.
Yes.
And Lohner's still on the practice squad. He's waiting to be elevated for a real-life game. So let's go for a tight end, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. Just get a tight end that's going to play a little bit this year. He doesn't have to make the major impact and start every single game, but a guy that's going to be our future.
All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right. I know a lot of people are not going to want to hear this, okay? But the Rockies are off to a blistering hot start in Arizona.
Feeling hot.
They have the 2nd best record in the Cactus League. They've played 7 games. They're 5-2. The only team above them is the Dodgers at 6-0. Charlie Condon has looked great so far. He's got 2 dingers to his name, 6 total hits in his 10 at-bats. Can't get much better than that. And also 4 RBI. So I'm curious, Dante too here behind the glass, big baseball guy. Should we even be putting 1% of stock into what is going on down in Arizona?
You know what, Z? I think so. 1%. That's not giving everything you have. But what it's saying is you're looking good right now, right? You have to be where your feet are. And right now they're in the spring league. and they're doing well. There's young guys that are doing well. This year is a youth movement. So can some of these young guys come along by the end of the season and say, okay, the future is bright for the Colorado Rockies? So I'm not sitting here saying they're going to win 80 games. I got them at 50. I want to say I had them at 54 this year. 54 games they're going to win.
Okay.
But they're going to be exciting, right? They're going to be exciting. These young guys.
An exciting 54-win team. All right. Dante, are you paying attention to what's going on down there in the Cactus League?
So the famous quote from spring training is always, "It doesn't matter unless your guys do well." Then it's like, oh yeah, they're onto something here. So I think it's fair if you're a Rockies fan to have a little bit of excitement of what's going on. It's nice to see Charlie Condon specifically playing pretty well, going up against big league pitching, and he's 6 for 10, batting .600 with 2 home runs. So it's good to see him do stuff. But as a whole, I'm not too concerned with their record. It's more about individual performances at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Full cosign on that. And I would also mention, guys, this time last year, the Rockies were playing well down there as well. And they went on to lose 119 games. Team record. So I do have an eye on it, though. I will say I do have an eye on it. I think there's some maybe storylines to follow, like themes to follow. Dante, you got something else here?
Yeah, I'll also add on that early in spring training, typically you're not seeing a starter go deep into the game. Those guys are getting 1-2 innings.
Yeah.
It's very spread out. So I think as we see spring training continue on, then it would be more impressive. The beginning of spring training is a lot of minor league guys and guys in general that won't be on big league squads.
All right. Well, we will. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. That's all I'm going to do.
That's it.
I'm going to keep one eye on it.
Put a pin in them.
We'll put a pin in them. See how it ages. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
So I've mentioned this. I'm going to bring up an NBA player right now. I've mentioned his name probably, 10 times so far this year, and I couldn't be a bigger fan. Con Knuppel from Charlotte. The Hornets. I've mentioned the Hornets, and I know
you wanted to go into great detail on the Hornets for some reason,
and I have to stop myself because I know no one around here cares. But the Hornets are like a kind of like a young, exciting team, and Con Knuppel. If you guys have not had a chance to watch this young man, I believe we are looking at one of the great all-time shooters in NBA history in his rookie season. Okay, and I know someone out there is rolling their eyes. All right, and the Hornets are hovering around 500, but they're not supposed to be very good. But this kid Con Knuppel, put eyes on him. He has broken the NBA rookie record for made 3-pointers. He is a rookie who is averaging 19 points a game.
Come on.
All right, and when I say he has broken the rookie record, you have to acknowledge, so it's over 200 3-pointers, 209. There's 22 games left in the season. 22 games left in the year for the Charlotte Hornets, and he has already made the most 3-pointers in the history of anyone's rookie year. He is shooting 44% from 3. And he has, we've seen it up close when they played the Nuggets.
Yes.
This dude, he's him. He is going to score so many points in the NBA, and I'm just telling you in advance, 6'6", 215 pounds with an absolute ratchet on him.
I mean, it was fun watching Knuppel and Flag go at it.
Yes,
two former teammates go back and forth. So the future is bright for the NBA with these two young ones going at it and coming out of Duke.
Yeah, but him and Flag. And Con Knuppel, by the way, in a year that has Cooper Flag in the rookie class, Con Knuppel is now the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. Pretty cool.
Don't get that award.
2 roommates, by the way, at Duke. All right, what the heck was behind Sean Payton calling out Mike Klis over his question to Bo Nix? We'll talk with Mike next.
Is Jets running back Breece Hall the perfect addition to the Broncos' backfield?
This is the type of back that the Broncos need. You talk about a difference maker. He's a 3-down back, so he can play first down, second down, third down. Doesn't have to come off the football field, but I think this guy could be a real difference maker.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And if joint pain is slowing you down, stop trying to push through it. The professionalism at RegenRx's Denver Clinic is on another level. These guys actually build a real plan for you. I'm talking about Wharton's jelly for damaged joints, shockwave therapy to get the blood flow back going again. They map out exactly what you need. People always ask me, Phil, what should I expect at RegenRx? Simple, guys, clarity. We all deserve to have a bit of clarity in our life. They walk you through every step. They show you the options, and then they even sit you down and schedule a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. That's why I send people to regenrx.co. So go check them out for yourself. And listen, the consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free. Zero risk. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, RegenRx might be the answer for you. Go to regenrx.co, book that free consult, and see if the stem cell therapy is the right move for you. If joint pain is holding you back from work, from the gym, from your kids, don't wait any longer. It's about quality of life. Invest in your future self so you can stay explosive, stay active, and stay present for your family. So give RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co. And let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
High five! Up top! Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th. Switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt, eliminate the stress, and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Call them today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better. Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043. for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports, 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports, 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach Badie and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, we have our guy, Mike Klis, 9 News Broncos Insider, presented by Fitness Gallery. Mike, so I have to ask you, and let me just say, I don't want to make this something it's not or uncomfortable, so I'm going to ask your permission. Is it okay if I ask you about the exchange with Sean Payton out at the Combine? Is that okay?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it an exchange. I didn't exchange anything other than poise and professionalism.
Wow.
I love it, Mike. I love it.
Yes. I agree, by the way. I agree. But go ahead.
But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Sean was asked if there was a lack of communication at his end-of-the-year press conference, revealing too much about the Bo Nix injury, and this is what Sean said.
There was. Why don't you ask Mike? No, I'm not going to answer the question about an injury. Right here. Ask him. Ask Mike. Next question.
Okay, and then there was a follow-up on, hey, what did you actually mean when you said Bo? And this wasn't you asking, by the way. I think it was Chris Thomason from the Gazette. I may be wrong on that, but he was asked.
I think it was Luca, because Luca said he was trying to, not get me off the hook, but he was trying to press Sean that, on the relationship with Bo.
Which I thought, Mike, I thought there was like two big things that needed to get asked and found out. Yes. It was the play calling and the end of the year sequence that was like a national conversation. So this was the follow up on what he meant when he called Bo's ankle predisposed.
I'm not going to get into the injury. What I meant predisposed is there was a slight he's not, and there weren't multiple. So I have a problem, and Mike, I apologize. I have a problem when someone's quoting me to him on a conference call and they're inaccurate, and they're one of our locals that shouldn't be. All right, next question.
Okay, so Mike, I have to tell you, I know you didn't hear this, or unless you were streaming us, because you can listen to us all over the world. I didn't like what he did. I thought that it was something like, hey, look over here about this other thing that I'm curious what it's even about, what his issue was, and not to the actual core and nucleus of the question. Good on you for handling it professionally. From your vantage point, what did you make of that whole thing, though?
Well, I think it's kind of a coping mechanism of how he deals with, what Bo said. And I did the whole thing is referring to when Sean came out and announced Bo's injury after the game against Buffalo. He said that Bo told him he had one in high school and one in college.
Yeah.
And I repeated that to say to Bo, saying that Sean said he had one surgery in high school and one surgery in college, which is true, by the way. And so based on the technicality that he didn't say surgery.
Unreal.
And I did.
Unreal.
I became his scapegoat. So that's it. But listen, guys, this happens, it's not the first time I've had a run-in with the years. And it's part of the reporter subject relationship. It's always got to be, we're not pals. It's always got to be the Heisman,
Yeah.
We could be friendly, but not necessarily friends. And it's because, I think by and large, that's because the truth hurts. And our job is to tell the truth. And So that's where it fundamentally the relationship is at. But he's jumped at some other reporters, along the way. I'm not the only one, and he wasn't the only one I've had. Todd Helton one time, I thought sure I was going to get slugged, and Justin Simmons, and I seem to.
I remember
not understand
that.
each other.
Yes.
Yeah, not understand each other sometimes. So both people are right and both people are wrong, I think, sometimes. And
can you tell the Todd Helton story?
I move on. Like in that press conference, I thought it was important. I just shrugged it off and I moved on. There's a couple other questions I wanted to ask. I wasn't going to cower to him because he chewed me out there.
Good for you.
I asked him 3 more questions. What are we, going to do this Joker thing again there, Coach, or what's the deal here? So,
Mike, can you tell the Todd Helton story?
I can't remember how it started.
Okay, never mind.
It was, I can't remember how it started, but it was one of them, F you and well, F you too. And
all right, Mike, had the hands up.
And sometimes I think, just because these guys are multimillionaires and athletes and celebrities, and we're just peon reporters, we're not peons. They're just as much of men as they are. And, sometimes that line gets crossed. That's all. It happens.
No, and good for you, Mike. I'm glad you stood up for yourself. I didn't like it either. Just like I didn't like, Sean Payton going after you. There was no reason for that. But with that being said, all right, the huge news was Davis Webb. Davis Webb is now going to be calling plays. What do you think about that? What was your reaction when Sean Payton went up there and said he's pretty much stepping down so that Davis Webb, who's 31 years old, can call them damn plays?
Yeah, I was anticipating that to some extent. I mean, I had been told by many people that, Sean was going to give up the play calling, that Davis Webb was going to do it. I had a couple people tell me, be careful. You really think Sean's giving up play calling? So, I kind of hedged my bet and thought he would. I thought it'd be kind of a hybrid, which it turned out to be. Davis Webb's going to call the plays, but Sean Payton's going to call a couple here and there too. I think
Mike,
for him, Sean Payton, to be a better head coach, it was told to me like this, on Wall Street, when you have your best trader, right? You have a mutual fund best trader on Wall Street, and you make him the CEO. You don't expect him to still be a trader. He's got too much other things to do. And I think an NFL head coach, that's what it's about, without being a play caller, he can engage more on a level-headed way with Vance Joseph on defense, with Rizzi on special teams. He can interact and give the referees the business. If you watch Sean Payton, for most of the game, I mean, every now and then he'll talk to a referee, but for the most part, he doesn't, because he's concentrating on the next play.
Right.
He can maybe have a clearer mind on whether to go for it on 4th and 1 or kick the field goal. So in theory, I think it's got a chance to have to make him a better head coach. And I really think eventually the league is going to go this way. Belichick really didn't call the plays. He was kind of on high. Bill Parcells didn't call the plays. And Mike Shanahan often had Gary Kubiak call the plays when they were having some success. So I think I just think the job is so big for an NFL head coach. He's got so much to do, both on game day and during the week. So many fires to put out that this will be this should help. This should help, as long as Davis Webb is good at the job. Like he's got the potential. We'll see.
All right, Mike, we have to leave it right there. I could do this for another 25, 30 minutes with you, but we'll leave it right there. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you next Friday.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, there he goes. That's our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Klis, presented by Fitness Gallery. They sell the world's finest fitness equipment. We'll play a little trivia coming up next.
After moving on from another defensive coordinator, are rough waters ahead for Coach Prime and the Buffs.
My true feelings as of right now, this is not good for CU. I don't think it's a positive outlook for what's coming at CU. And I'm being sincere here. This is not a promotion.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
So you dust the mantle on Monday, and it's covered again by Tuesday. It's frustrating, right? But don't just look at the mantle. Do me a favor. Remove one of your vents and take a look inside. You see that buildup? That's where the musty smell of dust is coming from. Your home system is just recirculating that dust over and over again until you finally press that reset button on your home's air quality. Mark Schlereth here. You need to call my friends at Ductworks. Ductworks sets the standard for clean air in Colorado. In fact, they are NADCA certified, which means they're insured and you're receiving quality through knowledge. And they don't just blow the air around. They use specialized scraping system to scrub the walls of your air ducts, removing years of grime. Call them today at 303-425-0985 for a free estimate. Commercial or residential, get a fresh start today. Call 303-425-0985 or visit them at ductworks.com.
303-425-0985.
Dan Jacobs of 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303-LAW-4040.
The AutoNation flash sale is on for 1 week only. Drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Don't wait. Save on thousands of new cars and trucks. All your favorite makes and models. 0 down plus 0 payments till June. We'll even buy your car and pay you top dollar on the spot. Don't miss this limited time event. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation.
Appraisal subject to verification. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 2/28/26.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, AdvancedHair.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU hockey skates with Arizona State starting at 6:30. Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU lacrosse faces Michigan starting at 12:30. Followed by DU hockey skating with Arizona State in Game 2 starting at 5:30. Then on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces San Jose State with pregame starting at 2:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
You're listening to The Drive with
Fellas, we got Dante Drew with us. Is Alex with us as well? Got to have Alex here.
We get to ask just Dante. Can Alex play with us today, Dante?
I've never barred him from playing. Now we're just creating false narratives.
Hit a sensitive
If
spot.
anything, I invited him to play with us.
Seriously, where is Alex?
I think he's doing his job.
Okay, can he come in here? Can he come in here?
Dante, is he allowed? Are we good?
And play trivia with us?
I don't know where this comes from. Again, I invited him to play with us.
You invited him?
Yes.
So you're in charge of trivia?
I'm sorry. Would you like me to uninvite him? Is that what you want? From Zach's orders, you're not going to play with us.
This is unbelievable. This is
Michael Malone, Calvin Booth
This
stuff
is
going on.
unbelievable. So have Alex come in here, please. And so Alex actually told us the morning show went 3-1 this morning.
They did go 3-1.
They went 3-1. We have really been on a roll. I think we've won maybe like a month straight. I want to say something like that.
I think we both went 3-1 last week.
Okay.
I think there's been a couple ties in there.
I actually think that we went 2-2 last week. We struggled a little bit without the main character of the show.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
You were out.
So I was out last week. Okay. All right. Well, let's have a little fun here. Let's play a little trivia. Let's try to stick together here.
Before we get started, are you feeling good and healthy and fed up and you got a lot of eating in the last break? I just want to make sure you're well fed before we start trivia.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Dante Gomez.
The open plate of food in the studio that you have?
Hit the music.
All right, question number 1. With the Nuggets, since 2000, only one Denver Nugget has been named All-Defensive NBA First Team. Who is it?
So since the year 2000, only one Denver Nugget has been first team All-NBA defense?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can eliminate Melo.
Yeah, Melo didn't play.
We can eliminate Jokic.
Oh, my gosh.
You know the guy that comes to mind for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but someone like Marcus Camby.
Totally. That was the first name that came to my mind.
Yep.
Okay.
Same back here as well. Two of us had Marcus Camby right out of the gate.
Okay, that's a great sign.
Is it? Because usually when everybody's right or on the same page, you kind of get nervous.
Is there, just for the sake of going through the exercise, is there an alternate name that you can think of that would have potential to be first team All-NBA defense as a Denver Nugget?
Other name, KCP, Nene.
Birdman.
Yeah, Nene didn't play any defense either.
Yeah.
Andre Miller, maybe?
Yeah.
He wasn't much of a defender either.
No. First team All-NBA defense, like that, like...
Because Marcus Camby was such a great shot blocker.
Yeah.
What was Kenyon Martin considered?
I mean, he was a good defender.
He was a real good defender.
I
just don't know to that caliber.
Yeah, I was gonna say and like a recent frame of reference, we know how good of a defender Aaron Gordon is.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Gordon's never been second team all defense.
And I think Aaron Gordon was better than Kenyon Martin.
Yeah.
As a defender.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay, let's not overthink it then. Let's go Marcus Camby. It would have had to been like early 2000s, right? Maybe like 2005, 6, something like that. Let's go Marcus Camby. Final answer. Send it in.
Answer, Marcus Camby.
Let's go.
Nice.
Let's go. Good start. Good
go.
start. All right, next question.
Together, boys.
Question number 2. 2 Rockies have hit 40-plus home runs in 3 separate seasons. Who are they?
I pulled my hamstring. I pulled my hamstring, guys.
Feels like, who are the Rockies?
So he said 2 Rockies players have had 3 separate seasons of hitting 40 home runs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Larry
think it's Todd.
Walker. Larry Walker?
Man, he'd be in the conversation for sure.
I know he didn't spend his whole career here.
Right.
But he had the capability of doing that.
No question. Yeah.
What about Cargo?
Cargo is one that popped in my head.
43 separate seasons, man.
Matt Holliday.
Matt Holliday. Cargo's definitely on the list.
Dante Bichette.
I was just going to say, what about the Blake Street Bombers,
Yeah.
like Bichette or Big Cat?
Big Cat, I don't think was here long enough to do it. Would be the only question I would have on him. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know if he had the longevity to do it. Vinny Castilla, part of the Blake Street Bombers. I mean, there's actually a lot of options here.
Yeah. Nolan wouldn't have done that 3 separate times, would he have?
40's a lot.
40's a lot.
I don't think he would have hit 40 3
Agreed.
times.
Chuck?
I don't think he did 40 either 3 times.
3 times is a lot
It
to
is.
do 40.
It wouldn't surprise me if Chuck only did it once.
Yeah, maybe. You're actually probably right about that.
Yeah.
That one year he got invited to the Derby sticks out. But, man, oh man. 43 different times. Cargo's an interesting one, man. God, he had the sweetest swing.
He did.
That swing was...
Todd was not a huge home run hitter.
Yeah.
So he was more around the 20 to 30 range. I think we got to go Matt Holliday.
Yeah?
I think so.
What about Larry Walker?
I like him, but he was so good at hitting for average is the thing. I'm not sure if he was more of a 40 home run guy because he was hitting 330 almost every year, it felt like. God. And those guys typically don't hit, 40 homers. They'll hit 25, 30, 35, somewhere in that range.
I thought he was... okay. Oh, I like Matt Holliday.
Yeah. I think we got to go Dante Bichette as well.
Dante Bichette?
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
So how many you have so far? 2?
Yeah, and it's only 2, right?
Yeah, it's got to be one of the Bombers, right?
I would think.
It
I would
has to
think.
be one
I
of
would
those
think.
4 guys. And like I said, the Big Cat one, I just don't think he was here long enough to do it. Larry, Vinny though is like the sneaky one that you kind of forget about a little bit, but he did a lot.
Drew, you were here.
I was young though.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, you want to go Matt Holliday and Dante Bichette?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I don't feel like super confident, but
Dante, anything here?
I liked Cargo. That was the first name that came to my head. But I'm not going to overrule any.
Yeah, and
on this one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You know what? Let's just go. Let's go. Matt Holliday, Dante Bichette. Begrudgingly final answer. Don't feel great about it. Send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answers: Nolan Arenado and Vinny Castilla.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, that's just we got.
we did.
God.
I just didn't think Nolan got to 40 that many times.
3 different times
Yeah.
is really impressive.
Yeah, the Vinny one doesn't surprise me though.
All right, we got 2 questions down. We're 1-1. 2 questions to go. We'll finish it up next.
There are people who are excited about the new play caller for the Denver Broncos. And then there's Mike Evans.
Sean Payton is out of the way.
Right.
And now Davis Webb. We've got our next Sean McVay. Our new Sean McVay is here.
Wow.
And this is going to be a top 5 scoring offense next year. I can't wait. I mean, it should be, right?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Switch to TurboTax and file your own taxes for free in the app. Because free shouldn't cost $15.99. Right? free tax USA? Or is it cost $15.99 tax USA? Switch to TurboTax and file free. Free state, free federal, 100% free, 100% guaranteed. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Switch to TurboTax and file your own taxes in the app for free by 2/28. Excludes TurboTax expert products. $15.99 charge from free tax USA is for state taxes.
Need life insurance but have diabetes, high blood pressure, or on anxiety meds? If you're a 50-year-old male, even porky, or with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of life insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. For affordable term life insurance, call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. 800-777-1225.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. For 5280 Exteriors, Colorado homes face more risk than ever from intense weather, including wildfire exposure. 5280 Exteriors prioritizes fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance exterior upgrades with reliable quality installations. Protect your home with James Hardy siding, TimberTech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows, all designed to stand up to heat, weather, and time. They also offer 60 months no-interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozart Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozart Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I do.
Everyone does, but it's only U.S. Mortgages. Lock in a low rate today, and if rates fall in the future, we will redo your loan and lower your rate without any lender fees, including the appraisal. There's no limit to the number of times you can do this. Always have the lowest rate for life. Get our 475 5-year fixed rate, 5.89 APR. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
When you've been hit by an 18-wheeler, there's 3 things you need to do. First, call the police and get medical care. Second, don't talk to the insurance company alone. And third, Call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has 50 years of experience holding them accountable and over $50 million recovered after truck crashes. Call Berg Simpson today and let us fight for you so you can focus on healing.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Hey guys, your boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
And we are playing a little game here.
Oh, Alex, you good, man? Did they give you a seat back there? Or you have to stand up?
He's comfortable back here. He's good.
All right.
He's good.
We're playing a little trivia. We got the first one, who is the only first-team All-NBA defender for the Denver Nuggets since the year 2000. We got it. It was Marcus Camby. We dropped the ball on the second one. It's just a good question, and we didn't, quite frankly, didn't have enough support from you or Dante or Alex.
I told you I pulled my hamstring. I told you I was on IR.
You did. So, with that being said, let's continue playing here on a Feel Good Friday. Dante Gomez, hit the music.
Question number 3. Which Avalanche player holds the single-season record for most goals in franchise history? Is it Joe Sakic, Nathan McKinnon, Milan Hajduk, or Mikko Rantanen?
I feel like they've asked this question before.
I don't remember it.
I thought it was like...
Was this the question that was asked when I was on vacation and you guys were calling me?
I want to say.
No.
No?
It was different. It was similar options. It was similar multiple choice.
Yeah.
But not single season. So it's single season goals.
Yeah.
Who has the most goals in a single season? Joe Sakic, Nathan McKinnon, Milan Hajduk, or Mikko Rantanen? Man, Mikko is a sneaky one here.
It is. I know the answer is above 50.
Ooh.
50 goals in a season, which I believe all 4 have done. The only one that may not have is Joe.
I don't think they're looking for a number. I think they're looking for a name.
I know.
Oh.
I'm working through it.
But if it was Mikko, I feel like people would have used that as just the... I think if it was Mikko, people would use it more like of why are we getting rid of somebody like that would have been brought up after he got traded.
It might have been because he just, man, I want to say it was 3 years ago. He scored like 55.
Yeah, yep.
So you think it's Mikko?
God, I'm just trying because I'm here doing the job and I'm trying to like, if that happened, and I know the season you're talking about, but I feel like I should remember saying that like that would have been a big deal at the moment that Mikko Rantanen just set the single season goal mark, and I'm not saying he didn't. I just don't remember saying that, and I feel like I would remember that if it was that kind of history.
So what about Hajduk?
Hajduk had some years, man, where he was a big-time goal scorer. He's the other one that I think. I don't think
yeah.
it's Nate, and I don't think it's Joe. I think
Yeah.
it's either Mikko or Milan.
Yes, I agree with this. So let's take out Joe Sakic. Let's take out Nathan McKinnon.
Ooh-wee. So Mikko.
So Milan Hajduk or Mikko Rantanen.
Feels weird to do that with the two best
Right.
players in franchise
Right,
history.
right,
but
right.
I think that's where we're at.
God.
Mike was the one saying that the door. Mike was right. The door's shut once Mikko went out the door.
Yes. The sound quote. The sound you're hearing is the Stanley Cup window closed. End quote.
Just like that.
And it feels like Mike would lean towards Mikko as well.
He's a Mikko guy.
Man, Milan Oh God.
For some reason in my head, I'm thinking that Mikko broke Hajduk's record to do it a few years ago.
Okay. So that's probably what they want us to think. Like, okay, it's still Hajduk. Mikko just breaks it. He leaves. Let's go with Mikko.
Dante, anything here?
No, I was going to narrow it down to the two that we have. So
Okay.
at this point, I'm not much help.
Alex, do you have a thought here?
Alex feels good about Mikko.
All right, let's go Mikko.
Let's go Mikko.
Let's go Mikko Rantanen. Mikko Rantanen, final answer, send it in.
Come on.
Answer, Mikko Rantanen.
Let's go! Huge. Huge. Let's go.
Here we go.
All right, one more question. Fire away. We got the curveball.
Now your curveball question. Which state recorded the coldest temperature, factoring in wind chill, in U.S. history? Was it Alaska, Colorado, New Hampshire, Minnesota, or Montana?
Ooh-wee.
Okay, so this is the coldest temperature factoring in wind chill. So,
It gets windy in Minnesota. It gets windy here in Colorado.
yeah, it does.
That damn
The only
wind.
place in Colorado where it could probably happen is in Gunnison, because that's like the coldest spot in the state. But I don't think it's Colorado. I have a pretty good idea where I think it is.
All right. Not Alaska.
New Hampshire is interesting because Mike I think he's from New Hampshire.
Uh-huh.
And so like he would have that institutional knowledge if he was growing up there and have that like little factoid
Right.
in that large head of his.
And Schlereth is from Alaska.
Schlereth's from Alaska, that's right.
And it does get cold in Alaska.
Of course.
I mean, you're talking about northern Alaska.
Right.
It's like dang near the North Pole.
But the wind. Like you have to,
I actually thought it was going to be Maine, so that's why I kind of lean towards New Hampshire, too.
You know who's born in Maine? Me. You guys know that?
No.
I think we did. You just told
Yeah, I
us that
think you
like a
brought
week
it up
ago.
like 4 or 5 times.
Did I?
Yeah.
Stop.
You and Cooper Flag.
Me and Cooper. Yeah.
Okay.
Because of military, right?
Yeah. So
So here, I'll tell you, I actually think the answer is Minnesota, because there's a little part at the top.
Minnesota's the most northern state.
it is. We
Yeah,
asked that as a question. Yes, we did.
Correct.
We did.
But our continental
Right,
48. Yeah.
right up on the
yes.
border there. There's a little area there that gets
Really
real
cold?
cold.
It's
You
windy,
get, and
too.
you get those polar vortexes that come down.
The polar vortex,
Yep.
son.
Yep. So I like Minnesota.
I like Minnesota.
Let's go.
too.
I like Minnesota. Let's go. Let's go with the friendly folks there over there in Minnesota. Final answer, send it in.
Answer, Mount Washington in New Hampshire experienced a 108 below degree wind chill on February 4th, 2023.
Wow.
I kind of like
Recently.
the Northeast just because I knew Maine got to like negative 50 a year or two ago.
Did he say negative 100? Wait, he said negative
I
120?
think he said negative 120, didn't he?
That was negative 108. So whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
negative
Negative
108.
108.
Negative one something is ridiculous.
How is that
You
possible?
put your finger out there, it's done.
Wow.
Frostbite.
I mean, obviously I'm not from there, so I guess I just didn't think it got that cold in that part of the country.
Sure,
but
you're the weather guy too.
I know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, well, we
Rumor
might have to
has
strip
it.
the title.
Yes.
It might be well earned. yeah.
God, but something about like Mike in New Hampshire, like that would stick with Mike.
It also didn't feel like that was kind of the outlier state out of the options they gave us.
Yeah. All right. So 2 and 2, is that right? Okay. All right.
Back-to-back
Respectable.
weeks, 500.
All right. You know what? We've had some dumpster fires around here, so I'm not gonna moan too much about going
Hey, it's
2 and
Friday.
2.
It's Friday. We're okay.
All right. Today
we got the next chapter of a story that the Broncos themselves didn't see coming. That's next.
After another underwhelming season from the tight end room, should the Broncos bring in another dynamic playmaker?
Cade Otton is a guy that I really like, that I really think can play, and that I think would be one of those guys that provides duality for you as an offense, something that you really haven't had. He's a threat in the passing game, but like I said, willing participant when it comes to blocking.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cudarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cudarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cudarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cudarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Winter isn't over just yet. In Colorado, your furnace has one job: to keep you warm. If it's been a while since your last tune-up, you're rolling the dice. Stoke here. ROX Rocks Heating and Air is local and honest. Get your furnace tuned up before the cold settles back in for only $39. Call ROX Rocks Heating and Air today or schedule online. Keep your home warm, keep your family safe, but only with ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Dan Jacobs of 303 Law 4040 and Jacobs Law with another cool story to share. James called 303 Law 4040, and he's like a lot of our clients, not looking to get rich, but he just didn't want to get stuck with a bunch of medical bills. So we met with James like we do all of our 303 Law 4040 clients in person, and it's a good thing we did because we noticed James did not look so good. We sent him to the hospital to get checked out, and they did wind up admitting him. In the end, we got him feeling better and $125,000. He was over the moon. He came into the office to pick up his check and rang that victory bell. And the really cool part is James surprised us with a check of his own, a donation so we could keep the best free meal in Denver coming each and every first and third Thursday. If you've been injured, you may be like James, not looking to get rich, but not sure what to do. That's why we're here to help. Just give us a call at 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303-LAW-4040.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Arizona State starting at 6:30. Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces Michigan starting at 12:30. Followed by DU Hockey skating with Arizona State in Game 2 starting at 5:30. Then on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces San Jose State with pregame starting at 2:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Friday, bottom half of hour number 3.
It's been flying, man.
It really has. It really has. Appreciate you guys being here with us, having some fun with us, playing some trivia, talking sports.
2 and 2, man.
2 and 2. I'll take it.
I will
take
too.
it.
It was fun.
I'll take it.
It was fun to be with the boys, man.
Yeah.
By the way, Z.
Yes.
Yesterday, you know I like to stalk your page. You know, that's the type of guy I am.
Stalk my Instagram page?
Instagram page.
Okay.
So what is he be doing? What is he doing today? Both your son and my son go to the same school.
Yes.
Your wife, she teaches at the same school.
Yes.
You put something up yesterday, man.
Yes.
And, I want to know what's going on with your wife because it seemed like it was a huge accomplishment. And it's like, what's going on?
Man, really appreciate that. First and foremost, yes. And I'm actually glad you said this because I need to give my wife, Ashley, the biggest shout out in the world. And I am pretty convinced that, and this is, I'm not thinking of anyone else when I say this, I'm just thinking about my wife. I am pretty convinced my wife is the best teacher in Colorado. And she works so hard and cares so much about these kids. She's at a new school now, but she worked at a school for years called Polton, which was a needs school, you know, lower income, free and reduced lunch. You know, it's called the Title I school, which is defined by free and reduced lunch. And she just works so hard, man. But a lot of times, like, unless like a parent is like thanking you, sometimes your work can go unnoticed. And Cherry Creek is a huge school district.
It is.
I think I believe Cherry Creek is the largest employer in Colorado. I think 8,000 employees. And once a month, they will go to a school and surprise a teacher with this, like, it's called like the superintendent's teacher belt. And it's like literally like a championship belt. And it's an honor that only one person gets in the entire district. So think about it, like that means like 7 teachers get honored a year.
And there's so many teachers out there.
And there's so many of them that do a great job. And this week, the administrators from the district came to the elementary school that your son goes to, that my son goes to, and surprised her with this teacher's belt.
So it's like unexpected.
Yes.
She's just sitting there doing her job, like, you know, another day, and then this happened.
Yes.
That's huge. That's big time.
It is. And again, it's just an incredible honor, and I'm so thrilled that her hard work and her care, and I mean the way that she advocates for these kids, for her students. She's an interventionist, so her job is to try to intervene before a kid officially gets into special ed.
Yeah.
So she gives them intensive reading care, and for kids who are dyslexic or have a learning disability or what have you. And she was honored, and I did put that up on my Instagram page, and is it still there? It's probably gone now. Only last 24 hours, but yeah, appreciate that. Huge shout out to my wife who works her ass off for those kids, and it was cool because my son goes to the school, and so my son, who is in first grade, he's got this title belt around his shoulder that he gets to present to his mom, and just the way that it just organically all worked out was pretty cool, man. So
well, I needed your wife when I was in school. All right, maybe she could have saved me because I needed help. And it didn't take until I got to college to really realize I had a learning disability.
Yep.
So, yeah, man. Damn.
It was a big deal. And so I bought her some flowers, bought her some roses, and a huge congratulations to my wife, Ashley. Okay, I said going into the previous break, we got the next chapter of a story today that the Broncos themselves did not see coming. The Broncos today placed a second-round tender on Jaquan McMillan. He is going to make nearly $6 million for this upcoming season. Not that this was shocking or stunning. We kind of saw this coming, but it's another chapter, like I said, of a story that really the Broncos themselves did not see coming.
No, they didn't see this coming. And it's interesting because it's like, what now? What is the plan for Jaquan McMillan? What is the plan for the Crystal, Jahdae Barron? Because both play the nickel position. We know Jahdae Barron can play outside, inside. Well, so Sean and George have said. But you have Riley Moss sitting there. You have Pat Surtain on the other side. So where does Jahdae Barron fit in? Now for Jaquan McMillan, good on him. He's increasing his pay. So now he's going to make almost $6 million. Hell, I'll take the $6 million. But with that being said, if you're Jaquan McMillan and you're coming off your best year yet, and you had some big impactful plays, and if you hit the market, the free agency market that is,
what would that look like?
You could probably be making 10, 12 million a year playing nickel. Maybe it's 8 or 9. Who knows? I would have to go and see the nickel position. So now all of a sudden you're playing for the Denver Broncos for almost $6 million for 1 year. I don't know if it's all guaranteed or not. My guessing is it would all be guaranteed. And yet you could be making a hell of a lot more somewhere else on another team. Now with the Denver Broncos, I understand why you do it. You have your cake and you eat it too. You tag Jaquan McMillan with the second-round tender. So now if a team wants Jaquan, they're going to have to pay Jaquan and give up a second-round draft pick. Now who wants to do that? So the Denver Broncos did that to Jaquan McMillan, which I know if I'm Jaquan, I'm a little upset. Of course I'll take the $6 million. I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to seem like I'm a brat. But also, it's like, dude, I don't have a lot of time in this league. NFL stands for not for long.
Right.
I need to make the money when I'm hot. And the Denver Broncos, they're stopping that from happening unless they get an extension done. Jaquan McMillan's going to be here for 1 more year for $6 million. Well, if Jaquan McMillan doesn't have a good year, what does that look like for him that next year? He's not going to get paid as much money as he would this year if he's on the free agency market. So I understand it. I was in the same situation. They decided to give me the original tender at the first, and then they called, and it was actually George Payton, that is, called me and said, hey, look, by me giving you this original tender, I'm not doing right by you. I feel like you could probably make a little bit more money out there with somebody else than taking this tender. Now, maybe he didn't want me and he didn't have a vision for me. Maybe he was looking out for me. So that's when I ended up going on the market because they didn't want to give me a second-round tender. They wanted to give me the original round tender, which was not a lot of money at that time.
Right.
And so for Jaquan, I don't know how he would feel about this. Like, he feels flattered, but he also has a chance to make a hell of a lot more money on the market.
So it's like mixed emotions.
It's mixed emotions.
Because he's getting a raise.
Yes.
He's going to make nearly $6 million in a way that he has not previously.
How would you feel?
I mean,
like think about it in our profession.
Yeah.
You know, like how would you feel if someone tagged you with that when you probably can go in the market and make way more?
Yeah. Gosh.
It's like bittersweet.
It is. It is because here's the thing. If you kill it one more time, I mean, J-Mac, this time next year will be 27. He's 26 right now.
Like, if J-Mac was on the available market right now and it was an unrestricted free agent, he could probably make, I don't know, $12 to $15 million a year.
Yes.
So yeah, it would be mixed emotions because you're going to make more money than you've ever made, but if it was just a little bit different, now you're talking about generational wealth.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that is sort of the skinny today. J-Mac gets that second round tender. George Payton was asked, how they see it playing out between J-Mac and Jahdae Barron earlier this week at the Combine. This is what he said.
I mean, I think it's a great problem to have, Mike. Really good problem to have. I thought Jahdae took big steps. If Sertan gets hurt, he goes in and plays a major role, and we win, I think, all 3 games, whatever, 2 games, I can't remember. He's right on track. Jaquan had a great year. Our secondary had a really, it's Moss and Sertan, and we love the depth. I think it's a great problem to have, and Jahdae's just going to keep getting better and better. Really talented.
And one more from George Payton on if someone will try to come take a run at Jaquan McMillan.
We'll see. We'll see what we do with them. We're still working through that. We want him here. Certainly a team could call us. Who knows? He's one of our core players. We love having him here.
He's one of our core players.
Then pay the man. Pay him. Give him what he deserves. And you know how I feel about my undrafted players, man. It's already hard enough to try to make that damn team and stay there for 3+ years to finally see yourself get rewarded, and you have a chance to make generational wealth, and they're kind of holding you back yet. And we don't know. Maybe they are going to come up with the extension. Maybe that's the plan. But Jahdae Barron, first-round draft pick, the Crystal. Riley Moss was drafted in the 3rd round by George Payton. Right? They have visions for them. They did not have a vision for Jaquan McMillan like this.
Yeah, he forced his way in. He forced his way in. Okay. Something has happened to the Avalanche on 2 straight nights following the Olympics. Is it a blip on the radar or a cause for concern? We'll talk about that. Also, if you've enjoyed Sean Payton as coach of the Broncos, you may have to thank Anthony Davis, of all people, in one of the most interesting butterfly effect stories you'll ever hear. Also, who's our latest free agent on our free agent wish list? We, guys, are going to get to all that, and you may be asking yourself, how? How are you going to get to all that? Glad you asked. We are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
The champ! Are you ready? Do you consider yourself a super fan? Well, now's your chance to prove it. It's Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan Super Fan Sendoff, presented by 303 Law 4040, sending you to Las Vegas for the biggest pro wrestling event in the world. A pair of 2-night event tickets, airfare, and hotel all included, plus a $500 Visa card. So get in the ring and enter now at denversports.com/superfan. That's denversports.com/superfan.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, experience, you could become a hop, skip, drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop, skip, drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop, Skip, Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
What's going on, everybody? After that romantic Valentine's, I know there's a bunch of you guys out there who are thinking about popping that question here soon. Am I right? Well, let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their surface is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood and Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozart Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozart Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
AutoNation will buy your car. They'll give you a top dollar offer fast and pay you on the spot. It's that easy. Sell your car now at your nearest AutoNation store.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Welcome back to it. Getting you home on a Friday.
There we go with the headbanger right there, right? Mosh pit. Let's go.
I've always loved how that sounded. I've always loved it.
Beat, man.
It's so good. Happy Friday to you guys. Appreciate you guys rocking with. We are going to cover a lot of ground here. I want to start just by touching on the Avs because something has happened to the Avs on 2 straight nights following the Olympic break. Is it a blip on the radar or a cause for concern? All right, and then I want to get into this Sean Payton story. This butterfly effect story is crazy. Okay, and I'm pretty sure, and I don't know who has talked about this, who hasn't this week, because it was written about earlier in the week at DenverSports.com, and we sort of saved it for a day like today. We'll get into it here in just a minute. But so the Avs lose last night 5-2 to the Minnesota Wild. Okay, and the thing that I said has happened on 2 straight nights after the Olympic break is it's an undisciplined hockey team. There were 6 penalties called on the Avs last night, 4 in the second period alone.
Yeah, come on.
This comes a night after they gave up 5 penalties on Wednesday, and that is an inordinate amount of penalties, and it was the story of yesterday's loss.
I mean, Z, that's very undisciplined. Like, as simple as that. You have a team that's a wagon, which is like this team is well put together, the Colorado Avalanche we're talking about, but very undisciplined for the last 2 games. And I don't know if that's fatigue. I don't know if that's just getting their feet up under them truly, because a lot of them were playing in the Olympics and the other players were resting. But that has to stop, because that was the biggest reason why they lost the game against the Wild last night. All right, was the penalties. And the Wild were able to have 2 power play goals where we went 0 for 3. That's unacceptable. You're not going to win that way. We know that.
Yep.
So when you have a bunch of penalties, though, what it's telling me is a lot of times players are getting beat. And so now it's sloppy play, and they're having to resort to doing things that they wouldn't, hooking somebody, putting their stick out there. And it's just it's not good hockey right now, and they have to clean that up. It's just undisciplined, period.
Yep. And my assumption is they will get it cleaned up, but and there was some empty netters there to finish things up. But I'm not used to seeing the Avalanche lose a game by 3 goals. And the captain, Landy, has 3 penalties called against him in the last 2 games. And unfortunately, last night, the Avs go 0 for 3 on the power play. And it continues to be a massive theme of this season. And I know we've talked about it, tweaks that they can make. This is not just the worst power play in the league. This is when you talk about net power play and shorthanded goals, of which I believe there are now 10 on the season. They are a historically bad power play. If you can zoom out over the last 10 years, this is one of the worst power plays that the NHL has seen, and it's just such a bizarre dynamic because it's the best team in the league. With and look, we've been talking about it for months. I'm hearing myself say it with all the talent and all the. How can you not?
Last year, though,
of course we did. Yes.
It's like every single year we're talking about how good this team is, but then all of a sudden the power play comes rolling around, and you know how important that is. The penalty kill, how important that is. And penalty kill is doing well. You know, on the blue line, they're doing a good job. But for that power play, what is going on? Now, Z, Marty Netjes, who in the Olympics went crazy, had a couple power play goals.
Yep.
All right, Netjes, who was out there against Utah without Nathan McKinnon, had a power play goal. Last night.
In McKinnon's spot.
In McKinnon's spot, by the way, in his own house, his own domain. Last night against the Wild, Netjes and Nathan McKinnon on the same power play together, 0 for 3. What's going on? Do you think that there's starting to be a trend here where Netjes and Nathan McKinnon cannot play on the same power play unit?
Dude, I'm at a total loss here. It's so confounding. I don't know if that's the answer, but it was kind of glaring that the first game out of the Olympics where Netjes was playing in air quotes Nate's spot for Czechia, scoring multiple goals. And then he comes back, and in the first game without McKinnon, scores in Nate's spot, more air quotes, immediately in the first game out of the break off an assist from Makar. It looks as if Netjes he can get his shot off quicker.
It looks like it.
Now, McKinnon's shot may have more power behind it, but how much more power do you need when your slap shot one-timer against Utah went 92 miles per hour? Here's what I'll say. I don't know if having Netjes in that spot as a right-handed shooter on the left side is going to solve their issues. But here's what I will say. When you are not just the worst in the league and you're historically bad, everything should be under review. Everything should be under consideration.
That's what I would say. You are not above experimentation here. And so, like, it's experiment time.
This is the time to do it, right? This stretch, because it's all about making sure you're ready for the postseason. So, like, play around with it. Put Netjes on the second power play unit or put Nathan McKinnon on the second power play unit. I know it may hurt somebody's feelings at the beginning, but at the end of all this, it's about the team.
Correct.
It's about finding ways to put the puck in the back of the net. That's the ultimate goal. You have to score goals. We all know that. So it shouldn't matter who's starting on the first power play or the second power play. It's about, as a unit, are you doing enough to win the game? Are you doing enough to put points on that score sheet and experiment? It's not going to hurt anybody just to experiment right now.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how Jared Bednar handles it moving forward. And here's what I'll say: like, I think there's this like side debate of, is it more on the players? Is it more on the coaches? And I remember these conversations. My first year in Denver was 2017, and the Broncos. It was the first year with Vance Joseph, and the team went 5-11. And it was it's one of the worst Broncos seasons of all time. That's when they got the 5th overall draft pick and subsequently drafted Bradley Chubb. But they were actually worse than their 5-11 record. They were the most blown out team in all of pro football.
That's crazy to think.
Yeah. They had the most double-digit losses of anyone in the sport. And I believe, I hope I'm not wrong about this because I'm going back pretty deep in my memory bank, but I think that was the year where the Browns went 0-16, and they actually had the number 1 pick, and that's how they got Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
And so the Broncos, that year that they went 5-11, had more blowout losses than the Browns had at 0-16. And I remember in here doing this job, and like we're trying to diagnose how it could be so bad, and I just remember saying it's kind of akin to this power play conversation. It's like it's not just on one person. When you're the most blown out team in pro football, it's on everyone. It's on the coaching staff. It's a lack of talent. It speaks to the erosion of the front office and identifying talent at that time. And different but similar, when you're this bad on the power play, it's already gotten you beat in the playoffs. That's why, like if they don't fix this, like my gut tells me they will get bounced in the playoffs because of this dynamic. Because special teams in hockey, it's the 3-pointer in basketball. It's a neutralizer. And so you can have the better team, but if you are irrelevant with a man up, man, that neutralizes and evens the playing field in a lot of ways. And we already saw it. We've seen this movie. We lived it against Dallas a year ago when, what were they, 3 for 25 on the power play.
It was bad.
And you lose in 7 games. That's the difference. And so, but when it's this bad, when you're the worst in the league, and when you zoom out and judge by net power play rating, which accounts for giving up shorthanded goals, they're historically bad. So it's on the coaches, it's on Jared Bednar, it's on Dave Haxtell, it's on Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar and the players. That it's simple as that.
That's it, and they have to get it fixed. They have to get it fixed because last night there was a 5-on-3. The Wilds were on a 5-on-3.
Yeah,
you can't put that on Blackwood. You're stressing the defense. You're stressing that penalty kill, and you give up a goal because of it. Like undisciplined hockey and the power play not doing their part, the lack of power play. You're not winning, and we all know that. So that has to be corrected. So they know that. Get in their bag. Start to tell these guys, Nathan McKinnon, Netjes, say, hey, look, we need you guys to maybe stagger a little bit, and let's start experimenting.
Well, we'll see how they operate. I'm still incredibly hopeful. I think they're going to go win the Stanley Cup, but they have to get to at least like approaching average here in the last month and a half, whatever it is, maybe 25 games, I think, left in the season, something like that. You got to get closer to average. All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Woo! Rolling downhill, final hour on a Friday as the sun is still very much out.
Gorgeous.
I just absolutely love that. These winter months, sometimes doing this job and it's dark at 4:30 in the afternoon.
That's no bueno, no good, man. I like the sunlight. I like the blue sky. all right, be able to talk to you, but look outside the window when I have a chance and just see the blue sky out there still.
I love it. And it won't be long. We'll be changing clocks. And, I can't wait for this next sequence. Okay, so if you've enjoyed Sean Payton as a coach for the Denver Broncos, you may have Anthony Davis to thank. Yes, that Anthony Davis, the basketball player. The one who's getting paid $59 million and is not going to play with
a pinky
injury.
That was fun.
We've stumbled across one of the more interesting butterfly effect stories that I can recall in Denver sports history. Now, there's a bunch of them, and is this at the very top? Well, that's for each of us to decide for ourselves, I suppose. But what was the jumping off point for this conversation was the offensive tackle, Teron Armstead, was on a podcast hosted by Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he was asked about Dan Campbell. Teron Armstead was asked about Dan Campbell and playing for him in New Orleans. And it was a really interesting back and forth conversation. Listen to this.
What was Dan like in New Orleans? Talking about Dan.
Same, I'm sure, bro. He's intense. He loves it. He loves the grind. He loves workers. He loves O-linemen. You know what I mean? Love to run the ball, be physical. He was incredible, bro. We love Dan. It was at a point, I'm gonna share a little secret. It was at a point we was damn near petitioning to get Sean Payton up out of there.
Really?
Not really going on strike or nothing, but we kept hearing rumors of Sean entertaining the Cowboys job. And we was like, if Sean go to Dallas, Dan Campbell gonna be the head coach. So, Sean, you feel me? Do what's best for you and your family. We got Dan Campbell. So it was almost like if Dan could be our head coach, we rocking with it.
All right, so there's more.
There's a lot there.
There is a lot there, and there's more to this story that we'll share with you in just a second. But a couple interesting things there. It sounded like nearing the end of the New Orleans experience, the players had it with Sean Payton.
Yeah, and I've heard that multiple times from some of my former teammates that used to play for Sean Payton, that at the end there, everybody was tired of Sean for whatever the case may be. Maybe it was Sean not running the ball enough. Maybe it was Sean not getting somebody involved enough that was a vet and going back and forth, and then them feeling like Sean didn't have their back, and vice versa. It's about the trust. And so as time went on, some of these players were like, look, it's time to make a change. Either I need to go, or someone like Sean or any kind of coach, when you just have run his course, needs to go. And that seems like it was the same thing that I've heard.
Yeah, I think the phrase he used is we were petitioning to get Sean out of New Orleans. And he says, hey, we kept hearing that there was a connection between Sean Payton and the Dallas Cowboys. And so, and good on Jake Shapiro, by the way, who wrote about this at DenverSports.com. He went back and pulled quotes from Mike Florio. Mike Florio of NBC, who created a website years ago that's very popular, Pro Football Talk. You see him on Sunday Night Football there. But he wrote this book in 2022 called Playmakers. And I didn't realize this story existed. I'm going to be totally honest with you. And so I wanted to talk about it because I'm I ingest a lot of sports content. If I didn't realize this happened, that means probably a lot of other people didn't as well. Yeah. So I'm going to read from Mike Florio's 2022 book, Playmakers here. He says, quote, "It was a delicate situation for various reasons. First, the Cowboys had a coach. Jerry Jones wouldn't fire Jason Garrett unless he knew he could have gotten Sean Payton. Second, league rules, specifically the Rooney Rule, require a diverse and inclusive search. Third, Jones had to ultimately know that after going through the motions of a search, he'd be able to get Payton. So a deal was worked out behind the scenes." Florio writes, quote, "The Saints would have allowed the Cowboys to hire Sean Payton. The Cowboys would have compensated the Saints for the rights to Payton's contract. And Payton would have signed a new contract with the Dallas Cowboys. It was ready to go. It was happening. It was locked
and it was loaded. Florio continues, quote, then came Monday, January 28th. On that day, New Orleans Pelicans forward Anthony Davis announced he would not sign another contract with the team, and he requested a trade. Now, if you remember, the Pelicans went and traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers, right? Florio continues. Gail Benson owns both the Pelicans and the Saints. Saints general manager, I can't believe this is true, Saints general manager Mickey Loomis was, as of January 2019, the executive vice president of basketball operations with the Pelicans. Quick timeout, and then I'll finish reading. I had no idea that the Saints, and I don't know how I missed this, and obviously I'm not like grinding over Pelicans like organizational stuff, so I didn't realize they're...
You grind over the Hornets.
I am buying their stock. That Saints GM Mickey Loomis was also running the Pelicans as the team president.
That's a lot of work. Like multitasking, that's a lot to do, man. But that is insane. I didn't know.
No, Dante, you're a huge basketball guy. Did you know that?
Oh, I had no idea. I know those two franchises are pretty closely connected, but I didn't know that they had people working for both. That's a little odd, I would say.
Yeah. You got something else there?
I do. I had a question about the trade with Sean Payton to the Dallas Cowboys. It sounded like, was there any draft compensation involved in that, or were they just going to just basically let him go there?
So, no, there was going to be draft compensation.
Was there? Okay.
Yeah, he says, quote, the Cowboys would have compensated the Saints for the rights to Payton's contract. So, which is basically what the Broncos ended up doing, and this is why this is like a crazy butterfly effect in Denver sports history. Let me finish this up, okay? So, Mickey Loomis, I'm going to continue reading. Quote, Saints general manager Mickey Loomis was, as of January 2019, the executive vice president of basketball operations with the Pelicans. Once Anthony Davis made clear his intention to leave New Orleans, Mickey Loomis told Sean Payton that he couldn't be the common thread between a pair of such high-profile Louisiana departures. That ended it, just like that. The Saints were no longer interested in essentially trading Sean Payton to the Cowboys. In September, Payton signed a new contract. That deal has 3 years left on it, end quote. Now, remember, that was written in 2022.
Yeah.
So, holy smokes. Sean Payton would have never become the head coach of the Denver Broncos if Anthony Davis, of all people, doesn't request a trade. And that probably wouldn't have impacted Sean Payton at all, except for the fact that Mickey Loomis was running both teams and didn't want to lose a basketball superstar in Anthony Davis, who was already an all-pro by that point and future Hall of Famer, to be sure, and a Super Bowl winning head coach and like a figurehead to the city, post-Katrina, all this stuff. I mean, holy moly.
Well, it doesn't look good. Like, you have to go up to your boss and explain how both your superstars, because Sean Payton was a superstar, turning the angst into the Saints, and then Anthony Davis doing what he has done for the Pelicans. Now, I know it hasn't been a lot, but, I mean, he's a superstar.
Yeah, he was,
like,
for sure.
You can't lose both of them at the same time. That's double trouble.
With the same guy in charge, letting both things happen.
Yeah, like he wasn't going to let that one happen.
In like a traditional setup, Mickey Loomis is just running the Saints, and he is unbothered by what's going on with the Pelicans. But when you're running both teams and you're the common thread, he felt like he had to step in and say, unfortunately, I cannot trade you to the Dallas Cowboys. But if had that not happened, Sean is coaching the Dallas Cowboys. He is not coaching the Denver Broncos. And what I find interesting is that, like, when you go back to the top of the conversation, when Teron Armstead says, we were petitioning to get Sean Payton out of there, you had this situation that was going to send him to Dallas. That falls through, and they still traded Sean Payton out of New Orleans. And it
ran its course.
It ran its course. It was done. If it wasn't Dallas, it was going to be Denver. If it wasn't Denver, it might have been somewhere else.
It's just interesting because it's like this coach here that it seemed like everybody like loved to play for, that I heard, and actually I said it a couple of days ago, like I wanted to play for Sean because of how creative he was with his play calling as an offensive coordinator / head coach. But a lot of those players were fed up with Sean, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was time for a change of scenery for everybody. So like I said earlier, these players were either going to stay if Sean leaves, or they were going to demand trades because they wanted a fresh start. So man, Sean kind of just like no matter what was out the door from the New Orleans Saints.
I think so. And then you to like unpack it even further. Who's the Broncos coach right now? Because they tried for Jim Harbaugh. At the time, I was called an idiot and crazy for saying that. Now everyone has just like accepted that was the case. Interesting. So they tried for Harbaugh, couldn't get him.
Yep.
They tried for DeMeco Ryans, couldn't get him. They ended up with Sean Payton, but if you couldn't get him after moving on from Hackett, like who is the Denver Broncos coach right now? We'll never know. We don't have to know, but it's just like one of these. Again, you talk about like ripples of decisions that are made. Like this one, Sean Payton. It's fair to at least speculate. Sean Payton is the head coach of the Denver Broncos because Anthony Davis requested a trade.
So Anthony Davis requests that trade, goes to L.A., wins the championship with L.A.
And that's the other ripple effect because they beat the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. And Anthony Davis is making a game-winning shot because Mason Plumlee forgot his assignment. I mean, the whole thing, like the ripple effects with this it's nuts. It really is nuts. And what I think is interesting, just to put a bow on this, is that the Dallas Cowboys are frowned upon by the rest of the league because of how they're run and the footprint that Jerry Jones has. And he is, to say he's involved, I mean, he's running the team as the owner. And it's almost like looked at as the model of like how to not run. And Sean, earlier this summer, to explain all this, we were standing next to each other at a training camp practice when the quotes started to come out, what he told Charles Robinson of Yahoo.
Yeah.
Do you remember those quotes?
Yeah, I do, about Bo.
Yes.
About Bo being a top 5, top 4, 3 quarterback.
Yes. And I've had this feeling 6 other times. This is the 7th time that I'm coaching a team that can win the Super Bowl. Those quotes were coming out, and me and you were looking at each other. I'm like, are these real? And so he's finishing up practice, but guess who else is there at practice that day? Jason Garrett. The same guy that he was going to replace.
They're buddies.
They're buddies. He was going to replace him in Dallas. And within that 24 hours that this is all happening, that was when Jerry Jones purposefully called Micah Parsons by a wrong name.
That's bad, man.
Truly. And Sean and Garrett are like laughing together, and who knows, they're probably sharing a laugh about the Dallas situation that everyone was talking about at that time. It was a huge deal. But I had to ask him about the quotes. And so I went over to him after practice and asked him about the quotes that he gave to Charles Robinson about this being a Super Bowl team. Bo's going to be top 4. And Sean answered it, and he goes, yeah, I said, about the Super Bowl question. I said, what gives you conviction to go on the record and talk like that? And he's like, well,
how dare you do that?
Well, he's like, yeah, you got to have, an offensive line, you got to have a quarterback and all this stuff. He goes, but most importantly, it's about ownership. And he goes, there's 20 teams every year that think they have a shot, and they don't because they're dysfunctional at the top. That comment was perceived that he was talking about Dallas. And it was on the day that Jason Garrett was at practice, the same guy that he was going to replace in this scenario just a couple years ago, and it was perceived that he was taking a shot at Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, the same team that he was about to go to just a few years before. It's crazy.
Hey, man, it gets deep. It gets deep. You keep pulling this stuff up, I'm going to be like, where's that guy? Where's he at today? He's
mixed in the concrete at Burnham Yard.
He's in the Burnham Yard. Oh, man.
So,
here we go.
The whole thing is crazy, but yeah, just in summary, Sean Payton was going to be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. The same team he formerly had coached, as a coordinator.
Yeah.
And the whole thing's crazy, but because Anthony Davis requested a trade and Mickey Loomis happened to be running both teams at the time, it would have been a PR nightmare. Next thing you know, Sean Payton's the head coach of the Denver Broncos.
Z, like we read through all that, but the one thing that stuck out to me, other than like this fascinating story that we just found out about not just Sean Payton, but everything that went into this. The thing is that when Armstead said the players were going to petition not to have Sean back.
Yep.
It is like, how could it be that bad where you have a coach that's been around for a very long time who has brought the Saints back, revived them, or actually just gave them a heartbeat, and you have a bunch of players that didn't want to be around him anymore. Because now I start to think about, what does it look like with the Denver Broncos? Would it ever get to that point with the Denver Broncos, with Sean and maybe some teammates, like some players here that are like, look, like it's ran its course? What does that look like? Would it ever happen here?
It's such a good question. Well, it's two different things. Because first you said, how could it have got that bad in New Orleans?
Yes.
So let's do that one first. It's a really good question. But when your organization was never anything, and you're the guy that comes in and gives it a heartbeat, that was a great way to say it, and he did. And
learning from you, man.
Well, and not only do you bring back something that was dead and give it that heartbeat, you're also the guy in charge that brought the team through what was a state tragedy and really a national tragedy after Katrina.
Yes.
And then years and years pass, and you're him. Like, no one can tell you. You remember that Kanye West song? Can't tell me nothing.
Yeah. Yep. That was Sean Payton.
It's like, you can't tell me anything. You guys were nothing without me. And I revived this entire thing. And Sean, we know this from just him being uniquely Sean here just for a couple years. Like, he's a different cat. And you've heard stories, you said, from your former teammates. You're hearing
a bunch of stories.
And so if you don't have, if your organization isn't super strong and has incredible structure, and you have no history to draw from, and you're the king of that castle, man, I don't know.
Because honestly, Sean's the king of the castle right now.
He's not, though.
Yeah, because you have the ownership group, but other than the ownership group, who's telling Sean anything?
See, and that goes to your second thing. Do you see this ever happening here? And my answer would be no. Because the more and more that I learn about the new Denver Broncos, the further and deeper I understand about Greg Penner. And to say that it's strong ownership would be an understatement. And I think that this town is just gathering clues on what this is, and you hear these micro stories here and there, and about and just an assortment of different things. I do not think that Sean will ever be allowed to take up the oxygen here in Denver that he did in New Orleans. I don't see it. I don't see it for a couple of different things. One, the Denver Broncos were here long before you got here.
No doubt.
With incredible history, and they'll be here long after he's gone.
No doubt, but...
And that was not the case with New Orleans.
Yeah. But also with Sean Z, the Denver Broncos were in bad shape. The worst it's been.
It's
I
true.
don't know, the worst it's probably
ever. Yeah.
He comes in here in 3 years, has built this team, and it's not just him, we know that, has built this team to a championship level team that can contend for a Super Bowl.
It's true.
One game away. All right, he was the third option, and you know he feels some type of way about it. Like, you guys weren't even going to give me the job. You're going to give it to Harbaugh, then DeMeco Ryans, and then me. You guys had to give it to me. You had no choice, because who else? We just got done asking the question.
Yeah.
Who was going to be the head coach if it wasn't Sean?
Maybe Dan Quinn or something.
Maybe. But instead it's Sean Payton, and Sean Payton has this team going. Sean Payton, as much as we talk about it, Sean Payton picked Bo Nix.
Totally.
So why wouldn't Sean feel like he's the man, and that we can't be without or do without him? He's done a lot.
He has. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. The guy is he's a football genius, Sean Payton. And he is an expert, clearly, because it's not just one time now. Like, you point to two different scenarios. The New Orleans Saints, the worst franchise in the sport, along with really the Buccaneers, and you flipped it into a Super Bowl champion and a competitive product for years. By the way, how are the Saints doing since Sean Payton left?
Ooh-wee. They're rough. It's a little rough.
He is a cultural flipper. Just like people buy a vacant rundown house and lean into it and flip it, like, that's Sean Payton. But when you have a really strong owner like Greg Penner,
who is insanely vigilant, ever present, the true man in charge. It's his football team. He owns the team.
Yes.
I do not believe that was the same dynamic in New Orleans, and it's just never going to get to that point where you have like an entire football team. I don't think so, because again, the vigilance and the ever-present nature of Penner. He would know, like if the whole team wanted Sean gone, like Teron Armstead is describing, that they were, quote, petitioning to have him gone.
Yes.
Like that, I think would be a very big problem for Greg Penner. I just don't believe, and maybe I'm being naive, I don't believe that it'll ever get to that point here in Denver. And again, maybe I'm being naive and hopeful.
No, I mean, but like you said, everybody has to report to somebody. Everybody has a boss. So for Sean, like everybody is held accountable to do their part. It's just like little things that are happening even now with Sean, where there's a little friction here or there with Bo Nix.
Sure.
What does that look like as Bo takes more control of the organization? Because make no mistake about it, when you have a franchise quarterback that's really, really good, and don't let Bo win a Super Bowl, someone like Drew Brees, because now you have all the respect, you've earned all the respect, and you have a lot more power that even the owner probably starts to talk to you a little bit more and ask you questions. What does that look like if there's some friction between Sean and Bo, Sean, and some of the other players? What do you do then? It's just like questions like that, because it obviously happened with the New Orleans Saints. I don't know where the friction was coming from. I don't know if it was with Drew Brees. My guessing it was not. But there's a lot of players at the end there that were going to petition not to have the guy, Sean Payton, back.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's fascinating. It is fascinating. What could have been? What could have been? And maybe Dallas is a hell of a lot more successful these days if Sean Payton was the coach. And when you add him to the Saints, a dysfunctional losing franchise year after year, and they become Super Bowl champions, and then you have the worst stretch in the history of the Denver Broncos, and you add Sean Payton, and of course you have to have the ownership group to make it possible. Because I can promise you, even if Sean Payton became available 4 years prior when the team was being run by a trust, a 3-person trust, there is no way they were paying upwards of close to $20 million per season. They did not have the financial bandwidth. So first comes ownership, and then comes Sean Payton. And the way that he has flipped this thing in addition to the Saints, why wouldn't the same case be true if he got hired by the Dallas Cowboys 3 or 4 years ago?
Oh, he would have had success. Sean Payton, like you just got done saying, he flips organizations. He knows how to coach some football. He's a damn good coach, and he builds culture. He has the right formula for it, the right ideas. He puts the right coaches around him, and that's why the Denver Broncos are as successful as they are right now and have a chance to win a Super Bowl next year because of what he has built and put the people around him to help him build this.
Yeah, but your question about Bo is relevant, I think, because look, we can you can dismiss it if you want. I will not. That end of the year sequence with Sean and Bo, I thought was pretty impactful. The way it played out so publicly and how it was so personal to Bo. And we go into the combine, and it's one of two themes, one of only two that we thought were important to address: the play calling and the Bo Nix end of year sequence that played out in public. And he didn't come close to addressing the thing with Bo. Did not come close to it. In fact, he was almost defiant on not talking about it. Was there a miscommunication when it came to what he said about Bo's injury in that press conference?
There was. Why don't you ask Mike? No, I'm not going to answer the question about an injury. Right here. Ask him. Ask Mike. Next question.
And then it comes back. There's a follow-up. What did you mean when you call Bo's ankle predisposed?
I'm not going to get into the injury. What I meant predisposed is there was a slight he's not, and there weren't multiple. So I have a problem, and Mike, I apologize. I have a problem when someone's quoting me to him on a conference call and they're inaccurate and they're one of our locals that shouldn't be. All right, next question.
And so you're not addressing it at all. And when you handle it like that, it opens it up for even more questions like this. You know, we wouldn't be having this conversation, and we haven't been having this conversation the whole time. We just sort of dovetail into it. Yeah. But like if you just were like a little bit more, take a little bit more ownership and said, you want to know what? Sometimes you guys know me. Sometimes I get my own way and I said a little bit too much, and that is it. Right? That's on me. We wouldn't be having this conversation right now. We would still be talking about him taking the Cowboys job or whatever, but not this finishing touch to this conversation. And it's just something to watch and monitor. And by the way, the technicality that he is busting Mike Klis's balls about is that instead of saying, Sean Payton said in the year-end presser that, this was after the Bills game. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's almost exact. He said, he told me he had one in high school and he had one in college. And Mike's phrase to Bo Nix was, hey, you had a surgery in high school, you had a surgery in college.
Which was true, right? It was true.
It was true. Sean is upset because he didn't say the word surgery. He just said he had one in high school and had one in college. That is being the king of semantics. That's not the point. Mike's question was more than fair. And so when you are getting asked about things that you said, you're using semantics and using Mike as like this whipping boy and bullying him in that moment where it
was uncalled for.
It was.
Didn't have to happen. All you had to do was take accountability of, like, I messed up, miscommunication. We're all good. We talked the other day. We laughed about it, and you move on.
Yep.
Simple as that, but not Sean. Not Sean. No. Sean must make everybody pay.
So he's a football genius, a cultural flipper, all that stuff. But that dynamic between him and the quarterback is just something to watch. History says.
Just as time goes on.
Keep your eye on it. Yeah. Okay, NFL free agency is 10 days away. Who is next up on our Broncos wish list? That's next.
Is Jets running back Breece Hall the perfect addition to the Broncos backfield?
This is the type of back that the Broncos need. You talk about a difference maker. He's a 3-down back, so he can play first down, second down, third down. Doesn't have to come off the football field, but I think this guy could be a real difference maker.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Jackson Hewitt handles your taxes and your stress. Inhale our no surprise price of $149 or less. Exhale, paying more for complicated taxes. You won't. Inhale new tax law knowledge. Exhale, missing out on your biggest refund? Certainly not. Don't miss paying $149 or less. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozart Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozart Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food. But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At Berg Simpson, we are passionate about what we do. We bring that passion and our expertise to the office and courtroom every single day. We're always working hard and are committed to doing everything we can to give our clients the best opportunity to have a great result.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text ROAD to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text ROAD to 323232 right now. Text ROAD to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's ROAD to 323232. Text ROAD to 323232 now.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again, so call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your card can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your card today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Arizona State starting at 6:30. Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces Michigan starting at 12:30. Followed by DU Hockey skating with Arizona State in Game 2 starting at 5:30. Then on ESPN Denver 1600, CSU basketball faces San Jose State with pregame starting at 2:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 here on a Friday. Happy Friday to one and all. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. Real quick, someone on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043 says, you guys are dumb. Sean Payton was not coaching the year before he got to Denver. We know.
Yeah.
We're well aware.
That's why he got the trade done.
The Saints still owned his rights.
Yep.
The Broncos had to give up a first-round pick for Sean Payton. And honestly, he was worth 2.
Yeah.
He was worth 2.
Yeah. Look what he's doing. Mike, that call's dumb, man. Now I hurt my feelings.
Someone else says, hey, I think you're misquoting Armstead about Sean Payton leaving New Orleans. Armstead said it's not like the players were petitioning. No, he did say the players were petitioning. What he said was it's not like we were going on strike.
Yes.
But they were petitioning to get Sean out of New Orleans. So, interesting conversation. I'm glad we saved it for a Friday. I'm not sure if that had been discussed or not on the station, but that is a butterfly effect of epic proportion. And if you missed it, I encourage you, go back and listen to the podcast once it gets posted, just a few minutes after we get off the air here. It usually gets posted within, 20, 25 minutes or something like that. And listen to the top of hour number 4, how Sean Payton was set to be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, but it was actually Anthony Davis of the Pelicans requesting a trade, why it didn't happen.
Anthony Davis.
And if that sounds confusing to you, and you didn't hear it, it should sound confusing. Go listen to it, and it makes a bunch of sense. Okay, NFL free agency, 10 days away. Phil, when we come in here on Monday, it's going to be March. Whoa.
It's here, man.
So you had Travis Etienne to start things off earlier in the week.
I did, man. It was between Kenneth Walker or Travis Etienne. I thought that maybe the Seattle Seahawks would come back around, not necessarily franchise tag him, but pay him some money because they drafted him.
Yep.
If you're going to draft somebody, you draft him with the mindset of, like, he's good enough to be here long term, especially if he proves that he is that good. And my man Kenneth Walker III ends up winning MVP in the Super Bowl, so maybe they do pay him. Now with Travis Etienne, I think that he's going to want to go elsewhere because the Jacksonville Jaguars at the beginning of the season, they were messing around with him a little bit. They were having some of the younger players play with him, and Travis Etienne wanted more of the carries at the beginning of the year. Now, at the end of the year, it started to be the Travis Etienne show again. But I think that he wants to move elsewhere, and I could be wrong with that. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know everything. I know a lot, but not everything. And so he would be a really, really nice addition here with the Denver Broncos backfield if Travis Etienne is back here with the Denver Broncos uniform.
Well, that was your pick. Mine was Breece Hall, and now we did this on Tuesday, and I think it was on Wednesday. It came out that the Jets said at the Combine that, hey, if we don't get something done with Breece Hall, we can always franchise tag him.
Yeah.
I'm leaving him up there for now because he hasn't been franchise tagged yet officially, and it's the New York Jets. And if any team in the league can screw something up, it would be the New York Jets. So I'll just hold out hope that Breece Hall will become available in free agency. He doesn't want to be in New York. He does not want to be in New York Jets.
Would you want to be in New York?
No.
Ooh, man.
No.
He's been there for 4 years. It hasn't worked out for him. He does not like it. He had his first 1,000-yard year this year. He's ready to go.
Yep. So that was my first pick. I'm going to keep him up there until things become official. Who is your second pick on your free agent wish list?
I'm glad you asked me finally. My second pick, I'm not going running back the second one. This time, I'm going to branch out to the inside linebacker position because we need one. Unless they're going to bring back Alex Singleton and Justin Sternad, which George Payton said they would love to have them both back. I believe that they're going to bring back one of them, Justin Sternad being the one because he's younger, very versatile, can play special teams. You're going to need an inside linebacker. So if you're going to go out there and get an inside linebacker, you're going to have to pay some big-time money. Well, if you're going to pay that big-time money, then you need to go get my guy Devin Lloyd, who, by the way, I played against when he was a rookie. So he just got to the league. He was a young pup and fresh, raw. It wasn't who he is today, which you shouldn't be. You should be young, dumb, and hungry when you first get to the league, and you end up after 4 years of playing in the league smarter, right? Instinctive, just a better version of yourself, and that's who exactly Devin Lloyd has become, a better version of himself, stopping the run, all right, in coverage, has done a better job of covering defender or offensive players as a defender, but he has his times where he's too overly aggressive. He has some times where he's not covering like he should be because it's hard to cover these tight ends.
Yes.
These slot receivers, these running backs. It's just hard to do that for a defensive player, especially when you're 240 pounds. So Devin Lloyd, inside linebacker who played for the Jacksonville Jaguars, he He's my guy. We need an inside linebacker. He'd be a major upgrade, stopping the run, a major upgrade at the inside linebacker position. Let's go get him.
Absolutely love it. I think everyone is a big fan of Devin Lloyd. It's just, can you afford him? You know, this is a guy, a stud, you know, just an absolute stud, and who's playing his best football here down the stretch of his contract in Jacksonville. His market value, his projected market value, this is nuts. 3 years, $60 million. $20 million a season to play inside linebacker.
Sign me up, Coach. I want that money.
You're not kidding. I mean, he would instantly make the Denver Broncos better. Do they want to wade into that kind of those kind of financial waters? Not sure. I like it though. My guy, I am sticking with running back. After Breece Hall, my second free agent wish list is Rico Dowdle. Dowdle represents a middle ground financially. You're not going to have to break the bank. He is a really good football player. He would be the best running back the Broncos have. He is back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 4.5 yards per carry. He consistently gets vertical. He doesn't dance around, man, and I love that. He's decisive. He's got good vision. You saw him run for 1,000 yards in a situation in Dallas. Completely different setup in Carolina. He gave you nearly the exact same production. He has missed 2 games in the last 3 years after dealing with some injury stuff earlier in his career. It looks like he has straightened that out. So for me, it's you have to address the running back position in a meaningful way with a heavy hand, in a way that has not been done here in Denver for 3 straight off seasons when it has required it. It's time. You're in a Super Bowl window. So I'm really leaning into the idea of the running back position being the number one, with going Breece Hall followed by Rico Dowdle.
I love me some Rico too. Rico, undrafted free agent, come to the Denver Broncos and help us out. Come to the Denver Broncos and help us get to a Super Bowl.
All right. What did we learn today in Denver sports? A look back on what you need to know is coming up next.
After moving on from another defensive coordinator, are rough waters ahead for Coach Prime and the Bucs.
My true feelings as of right now, this is not good for CU. I don't think it's a positive outlook for what's coming at CU. And I'm being sincere here. This is not a promotion.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out for passive income, or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Jackson Hewitt handles your taxes and your stress. Inhale our no surprise price of $149 or less. Exhale, paying more for complicated taxes. You won't. Inhale new tax law knowledge. Exhale, missing out on your biggest refund? Certainly not. Don't miss paying $149 or less. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And I've learned to grind through injuries and keep moving forward. But now that grind is becoming a breakdown. If you're ignoring joint pain, you're just waiting for a surgery you don't want. At Regenerex, they use your body's own biology, like stem cells, PRP, shockwave therapy, to repair the damage and get you back in the game. They focus on regenerating the joints, not just masking the symptoms. So you need to give my guys over at Regenerex a call today and schedule a free consultation. The number is 303-630-9770 or visit regenerex.co.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
This February, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey, Brandon Stokely here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Does the air in your home feel like the desert? You don't have to suffer any longer. Get a brand new humidifier for the lowest price of the season. Everyone should breathe easy and healthy in their home. What are you waiting for? Call Rocks Heating and Air for a free, no obligation estimate. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. National Western Complex. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. National Western Complex. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. National Western Complex. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. National Western Complex. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. National Western Complex. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. National Western Complex. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission, free parking, free delivery. National Western Complex. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What are you laughing at?
You put a Mike Klis on.
I almost did.
Can I get a number 3?
So,
hold the mayonnaise.
I just ordered this huge sandwich from. I'll leave the name out of it. From a place I like stopping by sometimes on the way home.
Yeah.
But I do DoorDash pickup, so there's like no charge, right? But they won't let me add like any dressing or mayonnaise to the sandwich. And I'm like, I'm not spending
dry sandwich.
I'm not spending like $18 on this huge sandwich that's like super dry. And so I have to manually call because it won't let me. So that's what I was just doing in the seconds leading up to. All right. Bringing things home here on a Friday, man. Happy Friday. Dante, you got something there?
Yeah, I have a question about what just happened. You came in here right before we came back and were asking if I could do you a favor. Was I going to bring us into segment or was I going to add the mayo?
You were going to add the mayo. Okay. You were going to add the mayo.
Hey,
that is a good question.
Me and put some mayo on my damn dry sandwich.
Because here's the thing. I called 3 or 4 minutes ago, but they're busy. It's Friday, so they've had me on hold for like 4 minutes, and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm hearing like our rejoiner guy like, hey,
coming back.
Yeah, you're coming back. I'm like, crap. Like, can you handle this? All right, so what did we learn today in Denver sports? Well, there's a couple things.
That Dante's not worthy of bringing us back. That's what we learned.
He's very capable. Dante is very capable of bringing us. Are you driving tonight, or is Mike Rice driving?
Mike's going to drive.
Okay. So what did we learn today in Denver sports? Do we know, by the way, about Jamal Murray yet? Do we know if Jamal's going to play? Because I think, for Oklahoma City, Hartenstein's playing.
Yep.
SGA is his first game back.
Caruso.
Alex Caruso is going to play tonight. So, I mean, they got their dudes. Now, J-Dub is not going to play, their second-best player, second-team All-NBA, scored 40 points in the NBA Finals. He's not playing. He's dealing with a hamstring. And the entire complexion of the championship landscape, it changes if J-Dub, I mean, this is the second time this year that he's hurt his hamstring.
So he's pretty much just like Aaron Gordon.
You're on it.
You know, you're one game away. If you pull it again, I mean, you're done. You're done for the year.
And so does OKC, who's going to play Denver tonight at 7:30 on ESPN, do they have enough firepower without J-Dub to beat the Denver Nuggets in a playoff series? It's a relevant question here as we get down to the backstretch of the year.
Well, the first thing I'm looking for, Z, is defense. Can the Denver Nuggets play a really, really good defense like they did against the Celtics? Now, I know it's hard, and we're still in February, and so you're not going balls to the wall all out, but you have to play really good defense. You have to get the defensive rebounds. You have to get the offensive rebounds. Do not let the Thunder get second-chance opportunities to hit the three. All right, stop them from shooting threes. Put it in Jokic's hands. Let Jokic be the point guard, be the eyes, be the soul of this team tonight, and let's see where it goes from there.
We'll see where it goes. I love the defensive observation. Clearly, that was a focus on Wednesday against Boston, and all they did was held one of the highest scoring offenses in the NBA to 84 points. That is remarkable. See if they can capture some version of that here tonight on the road, national TV. Feels like an important spot, and it feels like an important spot from an MVP narrative. It's an MVP narrative game.
I like it.
Between SGA and Jokic, the two favorites right now to win that award. So we'll see what that looks like. What else did we learn today in Denver sports? By the way, Jamal Murray, it hasn't been announced yet whether he's playing or not, but he did go through his pregame routine. And so we'll keep our eye on that here. We learned that J-Mac is getting a second-round tender. Jaquan McMillan, one of the best slot corners in the NFL. It's not stunning news, but talking to you a little bit earlier in the show, it's probably a day of mixed emotions for J-Mac.
Yeah, because what the second-round tender is telling you is that, like, hey, the Denver Broncos want you back. But the other thing is the Denver Broncos want you back, but they want you for cheap. Jaquan McMillan has played himself into a big-time paycheck, and the Denver Broncos are pretty much holding him hostage, saying, hey, if somebody wants you, they're going to pay you the money, but also they're going to have to give us a second-round draft pick in return if they want that. But also, if a team wants you and they say, we want to give you $10 million a year, we have the right to match it if we really want you here. So if you're J-Mac, you're like, damn. Like, thank you guys, and it's flattering that you're going to give me a little bit more money. A little bit means like $6 million, which I'll take. But also, it's like, dude, I could be making $12 million a year, $10 million a year, maybe even $15, and you're stopping me from doing that if you're Jaquan McMillan.
Jaleel is, what is going on with Jaleel?
You know, they're not gonna tender him. So for Jaleel, if he comes back, he's gonna come back on a contract.
Right.
But it's not gonna be the original tender, which I want to say is $3 million. So maybe a little bit more than vet minimum if Jaleel McLaughlin wants to sign back here. What I have heard is the Denver Broncos may want to bring him back. Now, for Jaleel, do you want to come back in this situation, or do you want to look elsewhere for another opportunity to play? Because if you remember, Jaleel started the season on practice squad pretty much.
And stayed there for most of the season.
For most of the season. Like, do you want to go through that again, knowing that you're on vet minimum almost, and I don't know how much is guaranteed?
Okay. All right. We'll leave it right there. Really fun week of shows. Thank you guys for being here with us this week. We'll be back on Monday at 2 o'clock. Have a great weekend, everyone. Be kind to one another this weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
There are people who are excited about the new play caller for the Denver Broncos. And then there's Mike Evans.
Sean Payton is out of the way. Right. And now Davis Webb. We've got our next Sean McVay. Our new Sean McVay is here. And this is going to be a top 5 scoring offense next year. I can't wait. I mean, it should be, right?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Jackson Hewitt knows taxes are complicated, and with multiple jobs and tax forms, they're like Sonata complicated. Our no surprise pricing keeps things simple. Jackson Hewitt does your taxes for only $149 or less. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back. So what are you waiting for? Hurry. File with Jackson Hewitt today for only $149 or less, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here. Denver is Truck Month only at Bozart Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, where every new and pre-owned truck comes with a spray-in bed liner included. That's right, every new truck, every bed protected. Plus, take advantage of deeply incentivized programs on all the new and pre-owned trucks, including the new Silverado and Colorado, with offers designed for their customers to take advantage of. Work harder, play harder, drive smarter. Only at Bozart Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, your trusted partner in automotive.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, "Don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food." But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like an estate planner.
Per the contents of the will, all assets go to, what does that say? Ragutataya Yaminayat. Yeah, I don't know. I was in a weird place when I wrote this.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it